talking about Mercury is in retrograde. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but check this out.
Back it up, retrograde like Mercury. Do your little dance in them apple bottom jeans, but they out of season. If you got a man, why you text me on the weekend? Praying to the give me something to believe in. Play this for my fam, they gon' say that I need Jesus. Turn up with my demons, it's already too late, baby, by the time you read this. Poured up strong, this tequila got me in my feelings. A butt in the head, like my name was Beavis. Blowing out the speakers, fuck a noise complaint, middle finger to police. Back it up, retrograde like Mercury. Do your little dance in them apple bottom jeans, but they out of season. If you got a man, why you text me on the weekend? Club too crowded, this shit weak.
You hungry?
Make the Uber drive through Mickey D's. 20 piece, please. Back to the crib. She throw it back like TBT. Legally blind on DVD. Then that brain was Ivy League. Come see me. Keegan Michael, she got the key. Trip expensive, love is free. She got the bag off PPP. Wanted sex, call it Sunny D. Not a joke, but it's tongue in cheek. Eggplant emoji next to the peach. Yeah, blah, 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 you know what I mean. Back it up. Retrograde like Mercury. Do your little dance in them apple bottom jeans, but they out of season. If you got a man, why you text me on the weekend?
Okay, but I still don't know what that means though. Like, can you break it down for me? Like is the planet like spinning backwards, or like I'm just trying to understand it. Like that's just why you were being weird. It was the planets, or okay, fine.
It was the planets. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been forever. How's this sound? Holy crap. When was the last time we were live? We have not been live in a long, hot minute. Over 2 weeks ago. Holy cow. Hey, Queen Bella. Good to see you. Yep. Maniacs, welcome to the streets. The judgy streets. Where we don't pull up because we're adults. It happens to me all the time. Hey, TBE, good to see you, love. Hey, Steffi, how you doing? Oh, how's it going? It's good to see maniacs everywhere. Hey, Rockabit, you just finished Johnson's. Well, you have her to thank for this live. She's like, are you going to go live? And I was like, I had thought about it, but I didn't have a reason. So this is going to be an audience participation live for sure, because I don't have a topic. I don't have anything. But y'all, first of all, been packing, moving, painting, touching up things here on this house before we list it. So I'm a hot mess, but I'm alive, just in all my messy glory. Yeah. Like you can't see it because it's on camera, but I have like paint flakes in my hair and all that. So it's just not pretty. That was my phone, sorry. Let me see here. Last time I did talk a little bit about some health stuff I was going through. I am getting answers. So I have received some, emails and messages on Twitter asking how, things were, and it's good. Getting good news, and answers. So doing a lot of vitamins. Have a lack of vitamin B and D, and my iron has crashed and all this stuff. So we're working on getting that all back up to par where it should be. And I also tested positive for something called the Epstein-Barr virus. So learning all the things about that. Yay. And that appears to hopefully what was causing the fatigue. So hopefully get things going along with that. Hey, Cammie, good to see ya. Let's see. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Fur baby in the house. Happy Saturday. Wait, you're a day ahead, Fur baby. Isn't it still Friday? Somebody tell me it's Friday. Anybody got their pibs? I got a pib. A fresh pib right there. Hey, Simply Rockstar and Remy. Gemini Slacker. I see you guys everywhere, so I don't feel like I've been gone too long because even while I'm painting and packing and doing all the things, I've been listening to a lot of stuff and I'll try to pop in the chat and chit chat here and there. So, hey, Soup. Hey, Eliza. Hey, Bo. Sound is good. Hey, Joy Carter. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. It has been a long while. A long while. Hey, Pretty Eye. Okie. Earth, I recommended your videos earlier, and if someone could grab her link and drop it, if not, I'll grab it. Because Earth has a lot of really great clips of all the things that are going on the YouTube streets right now. Okay, thank God it's Friday. Remember, for 13 months, I've been thinking once we get settled into the new place, I'm going to try to change up my membership. Uh, what are those called? Badges? Your membership badges? Yeah. I'm trying. But do you have a bra on? Cammy, that is the $1,000,000 question. It's Friday night, 8 o'clock. I am home alone. Of course I do not have a bra on. Why? Why would I torture myself in that manner? Woo, free the tatas, y'all. Audience participation, I'll take YouTube drama for 400. I didn't see a bra because there wasn't one. 6 months. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Queen Bella. Moving into a room. I know. Yeah, we need all the prayers. All the prayers. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna set up in our guest room for a while and work on the rest of the house. And crazy. Still looking cute. Thank you. A whole year chasing. No way. No. Does anybody have a broad? Thank you guys. Is this where the fake feds hang out? Allegedly, supposedly, maybe. It sticks up here. Epstein, I don't really know yet. I just found out like earlier this week about it. So I haven't done all the research into it yet. All I know is it's causing my fatigue. It's from what I understand, it like mimics a lot of autoimmune disorders though. Thank you, TPE. Thank you for 9 months. Hey, Amanda. Good to see ya. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fake Fed meeting in conference room 2. Thank you, CR. Um, we're going about it really slow. I feel like Luke and I are fully encroached. What's the right word? Anyway, we're like fully embracing our middle-aged era and we are loving the hell out of it. So slow and steady because we don't have to go fast. So it's we've been packing up at our pace and doing what we need to at our pace. It's been good. You got tea? Oh, no Pib. Thank you, Grandma Sherry. Good to see you, love. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, Poundos. We should have YouTube Jeopardy or YouTube Wheel of Fortune. I mean, I feel like I was thinking earlier in the week when I was thinking about going live, anybody who knows me personally knows that like I get obsessed about thumbnails. Like, I don't know why. It's just like the artistic part of it or whatnot. That's why this one's just recycled because it was last minute live. But I was thinking of coming up with a new one, and it's similar to what Mrs. Leah is talking about, but I don't want to say it because as soon as you say it, then somebody else is going to use that. So I won't say it. It's 2 a.m. where Buttercup is, so you're trying to follow. Oh, my voice is not relaxing. Do you even bra, bro? I said that to the girls the day this all went down, the drama. Who would have thought not wearing a bra would trigger someone into losing her damn mind and accusing you of being involved in all sorts of nefarious things? It's so wild. But that's what I said to the girls too was, who wears a bra, bro? I have one more. I'm lacking right now, 50 million things. And one did, yes. Yes, you're not. But my husband is. So that counts for me. Oh my gosh. Barb Murphy? Really? As Bunny Murphy? Welcome to the streets again. Yep. Chat AI. They are discussing bras and fake feds. I am so jealous, y'all. I still cannot see the chat AI. I love it when people share screenshots of what the chat AI is saying because I still cannot see that for some weird reason. Where is this going? Okay, here we go. Right, Lisa? Who actually likes wearing a bra? Does anybody? Is one of the most common viruses that people catch. It can cause a disease called, yes, mono, and then some other stuff. And yeah, a lot of people don't have symptoms, but then I wonder if you're going to put a part two to that. I just know the basis to it right now. No, I do not. I do not have an autoimmune. It mimics, it can mimic autoimmune type diseases though, but I do not. Oh, hang on, let me check. Yep. It's Jonesy.
Hello.
Hi.
Long time no see.
Come over because you're the reason we're having this live.
Uh-uh.
How's your cooking going?
Good. I'm halfway done. I was
Halfway.
just doing, yeah, I was just doing like little buffalo chicken nuggies. So I just had to cut the chicken breasts up, get them floured and all that.
Deets and his friends. I'm a dude. I love that. One of my favorite things that I've been eating a lot of right now is from Sam's, and they are rotisserie style chicken nuggets.
I remember you were cooking them on your
They're
pizzazz.
Yes, they're
I
yeah,
remember.
I showed you a Nunya that one night, and I
Yeah.
put them on I like to cook a ton of stuff on either like the pizzazz or in the what's that oven called? It's like
I
a
have
little
no idea.
countertop oven, toaster oven, because then it just doesn't add a lot of heat to your house in the summer.
Yeah.
So I like doing that, but I am addicted to the rotisserie chicken nuggets from Sam's. They are so good, so yummy. That was some like brown rice, and it's an amazing meal. And a
It sounds
salad,
good.
Jones, and eat a fucking salad, would you?
I know. God forbid. I mean, and I love salad.
You don't know what a
So,
pizzazz is? I'm gonna show you.
no, this is Jason's fault. What do you mean this is my fault? You're live. This is Jason's
That's
fault.
true. That's fair. That's fair. That's
Where's
fair.
that bitch at?
I think I had to show Nanya what a pizzazz was too. Didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah. Here's a pizzazz. It like cooks a pizza. It's like a mini oven that rotates and you can cook pizza on it, but you can cook so much more than pizza. Like you can cook whatever
She
you want
legit
on it.
had those little rotisserie nuggets all over the. But
Mhm.
look, see, it shows it right there. You can cook other stuff. Are those
Yeah.
pizza nuggets?
I think so, like wings and some kind of taters and pizza. Yeah.
Interesting.
It like heats from the top and the bottom, but it only heats from like where the major unit is, so it rotates. I don't know, but it doesn't heat up your whole dang house. It's quick, it's easy, and it's only like $60. I mean, they're super cheap. I don't want to click on. Oh yeah,
I
that one
don't.
said 75. So they're not that expensive. It is the
Will
best invention
it?
ever.
Will it make
I feel
cornbread? No.
No. We bought like all of our kids like when they left for college. That was one of the things that we got them for their college dorm because you can cook so much on that thing.
Dad, my air fryer does cornbread because it's like an oven and an air fryer in one.
You've
So
never seen one. See, I don't have an air fryer because here's the thing. And I also just realized recently that I say here's the thing a lot. So I'm trying not to. When you realize something about yourself, you're like, oh, let me change that. But I don't like small appliances. I don't like the microwaves. I don't know. I don't like air fryers. I'm not even a fan of having like a pizzazz. I just feel like when you get so many specialty appliances, you can get like the appliance garage is overloaded with appliances, and I'm just not a huge fan. And so But Luke, he found the pizzazz when he was traveling so much for work, and he didn't always want to eat out or, go out to a restaurant or whatnot. He could pick up stuff really quick and easy and do it in the hotel room on him. So then we all became addicted to it. I got TPE back here. Is it really TPE? Where's even though 6up is now the fake Fed, I told her I still get rights to the peen screen. So, must not have been TPE because as soon as I put that up, they left.
No kidding.
We'll see. You can grill in the air fryer. Yeah, I've heard that.
Ooh, I do too. I'm telling you, the one that's like a combo, I love it.
Yeah. Marshall loves the air fryer. He has one. I got him a new one for Christmas too. That's is really huge. He's actually a pretty good cook, ladies, but he likes using that air fryer too.
Are you telling the ladies that because he's single right now? Is he single?
I don't know. I'll have to check. It's hour by hour at this moment.
Yeah.
He's leaving. He's leaving this mama in 3 days and deploying, and I think girlfriend is struggling with that, and so they're kind of like going back and forth.
Oof.
Yeah. You're an air fryer master. I've heard that. I've heard that about so many people.
I
They
could
love
not
it.
believe when Dee said she didn't have an air fryer.
I know.
Lord.
I can't believe you didn't have a pizzazz, so here we are. Did you ever have like that George Foreman grill back in the day?
Bitch, I still got one.
If anyone is watching from TM's Discord, please let her know my ass is squeaky clean. Oh, I feel like we talked about that so much over at Jay's. I don't know if there's more to discuss. Tiffany Marie's lost her damn mind. I mean, what else is there to say about it? Like, everybody out here on these streets has done something, according to her.
It's insane.
It is what it is. I have multiples I shipped around. You have multiple air fryers? I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
I do too. I have 2 air fryers, but one of them's like an air fryer and an oven in one. That's the one I mainly use.
We store things in the yeah.
Oh,
I've seen people do that. Oh my goodness. Hey, Salty C. Good night, love. Good night. Yeah, you still have your Papa John's has a George. I don't have one. My grandma had one. I remember that. She loved that thing too.
I used mine just the other night. I love it.
Is she going on? See, I'm gonna have to rewatch Jonesins because I ended up popping out to go find those clips that I didn't even hear at all. But I highly doubt she'll ever bring full receipts. Hey, Kate the Great. Seriously, one of the best things I've purchased in the last couple. Everybody loves their air fryer. What else has been going on around these streets?
Savage and Queen fighting.
Okay, now I know you've been watching all that. Can you spill the deets on it, or I can pull?
Well,
I could pull up some Clipper. I think I watched something on Clippers.
I think okay, so
you got useless kitchen gashes. I just don't like clutter nonsense. I'm not judging.
None of you don't either. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Savage felt like Queen was going live on top of her and Val in the mornings. So she reached out to Queen and she asked her what's up with it, So Queen said nothing's up. She didn't realize she was going live on top of Savage and Val. But she has
Didn't she hate going live in the morning? Like, that was the whole thing. I remember that one argument. She came over to Granny's, came in hot, and she was like, "You're who else goes live at the ass crack of dawn?" And I was like, it was like 10:30 in the morning.
But
it wasn't really
I have also seen her go live in the mornings, but it just wasn't often,
Pearl, I was actually talking with Allie about this. This topic came up not too long ago. I don't coordinate with anyone about times. but I do know that some creators do. But it's also just kind of like a common courtesy thing, I think, when you
It is.
are in the same sector. Like if Jonesum was live right now and I decided I wanted to go live, I would probably, what I typically do is like I go on YouTube, I scroll, see if anyone's live, see if anyone has any lives planned. I know MJ's live right now, but my topic's just a random topic, so it's not like the same as hers. I just kind of see if anyone else is live and try to avoid it, just kind of a, a common courtesy thing. But there are some creators that are, close friends and they do kind of coordinate with each other.
And I get it.
Yeah, it works for them, I guess.
That was one of the issues with me and Queen Bee because I didn't understand that etiquette. I didn't understand that because I was with her, I needed to work out schedules, for lives.
Hmm.
And it was kind of hard because she just goes live whenever, Like
Right.
there would be times I'd be like, yeah, I was thinking about going live. Or she would say she was thinking about going live, and I'd say, okay, well, I'll be there, And I would wait like 8 hours and she still hadn't gone live or something. So
Mm,
that's when I was like, okay, I'm not going to base it off that anymore. I'm going to just go live when I want to.
yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't
but
worry about it.
it is something that some creators don't
They
appreciate.
do coordinate. I think that it's, really close friends on this platform will coordinate, or they, especially when, because I know Allie, MJ, and Bendy kind of figure out when each other's going live because they're
Mm-hmm.
discussing such similar topics and they don't want to overlap, and then they're able to send, their subs to one another. So it makes sense in some instances.
Yeah, sharing is caring.
Um,
So
but like I don't, even with my closest friends, I don't like, I would just check and see, like, if any of my friends are live and try not to step on top of them.
it took me
Um,
forever to realize because I was like, damn, why is Queen trying to micromanage me? Like, I just want to go live.
Audrey said that QB went into Savage's chat and announced she was going live, allegedly. That is a big no-no in the community.
And that
Like
is something that Queen also
a
didn't
lot of
like.
people
So
hate that. Yeah.
I don't know because I didn't see it. Like, is there proof of that? Because if there is, then yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it done to you.
It's just kind of a no-no thing. Just, especially I don't mind it. So here's the thing. Gosh, I catch myself saying it. Some creators don't like it at all. Like when subs come in and say so and so's live or so and so's talking about this. I don't care. But some creators really don't like it when subs do it. But it's kind of a across the board thing that creator to creator especially is it's a big no-no. Like it's just rude. Unless you're asked or, like, hey, are you going live? Are you doing this? And I don't know. I could see where people get mad about it. It's kind of weird though, isn't it? Like the things that we get mad about. When you share subs with someone, you should always work together and have yeah, but like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, when
I
you
don't
try to
work with people, but I don't work like people like that to do that.
But see, take for instance the example I gave y'all
Yeah.
just a minute ago. Like, Queen would tell me she was going to go live in just a bit, and then I'd think, okay, just a bit's like 2 hours, and it'd be
Mhm.
8 hours later, and I didn't get to go live.
Yeah.
So there's a give and
See, and
take.
that
Like,
sucks. And like Chasing said, I don't go live if friends are live unless they've been on a couple of hours already. And that's understandable. My
yeah,
lives tend to be long lives. So it would be ridiculous of me to expect others to not go live during that time frame. 1 hour after, that's it. That's all you get. Ali says, I try not to go at the same time as close friends, but can't always be avoided, and that's cool too. And that's true. Maybe don't take it so personal because sometimes life just happens. But there are
right.
people who have set schedules on here. I don't. I've never had a set time slot like, oh, I'm gonna go. Like Granny, as long as I have known her as a creator
Is
on
in
this
the
platform,
morning.
she does a morning stream,
Mm-hmm.
and You typically go in the after, like when you're like during the school year when your kiddos in school, you go like during the day sometime, but then I
Mm-hmm.
notice in the summer you go more in the
Yeah,
evenings.
I'll probably just stick to evenings. It seems to work out better. But I think that was part of the conflict
Mhm.
between Savage and Queen is because Queen was telling Savage, like, I don't have a set schedule. I've got all these
Mhm.
sports and all that. So she just goes live when she can. Well, then Savage was upset that Queen used a thumbnail or took her community post and used it as a thumbnail.
She does that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it
Mm.
done to Granny a couple of times,
Yeah.
but
Oh, so Savage was upset about that too. I gotcha.
yeah.
Sapphire Jules says, "They come in PC. I told you were never blocked in here. You can retract that on the whatever. You were never blocked, and you know it." Uh, come in peace. In my opinion, time slots are whack. I kind of agree with that. Life on life's terms, yeah. What is rude is when one announces they're live in another chat. I agree. I
Yeah, I
agree.
would love to know if that was true, but I did hear her
Mhm.
say that. And then it just went on from there. I think that was the main bit of it, but they have just,
Yeah.
I think it was getting dropped, but then yesterday, Cappy went
Yeah,
a
Rumi, I
little
agree.
hard, so that pissed Savage off. I get it.
See, I
But
think we're all in agreement that announcing you're going live in someone else's live is rude. I think everyone's kind of Southern gal. I know I've been saying that for like a year. I need to change my name. I no longer have all the deets. That's a no in every sector. You don't announce you're going live or somebody else
you
is
better
going
not
live, right?
change your name.
I know. I thought about it though. Sometimes you can't go at any other time. I mean, we all have our own lives, so yeah.
Penny Pickle said, but
Oh
why do y'all
yeah.
need permission to go live? No one owns YouTube. Y'all just do your own thing and ignore each other, please. I think that's the way
Mhm.
to go. I think, not to ignore each other, but I'm just saying, like, I
Mhm.
didn't start my live until Queen was done with her live today. I wouldn't start my live until Granny was done or Savage because we do all share a lot of the
I
same
agree, Penny Pickle.
subs.
I
So
agree with Penny Pickle here though. Like,
just be
is
considered.
yeah, we don't care about time slots. Replay is an option for a reason. Bullying subs
Uh-huh.
is wrong, period. I don't know where anyone was bullying subs.
Yeah, where'd that happen? Oof.
I mean, I'm not saying you're not wrong. I just didn't I don't where was the bullying subs in that aspect? But yeah, I'm with you. MJ, hey, it's me, Melissa. Have you heard her intro? I love it.
I
It
love
gets
it.
stuck in my head every time. It's me, Melissa. Uh,
Nonsense. I get
great.
that, but I think it's because we're conditioned in a way to not like. I don't know how I'm trying to say this, Deets. Do you see Nonsense's comment? She
I'm
said
getting there.
she says she
I try
gets
not to be a
uncomfortable.
sorry.
Oh,
Bending.
God.
You gotta read it. You gotta read it, Jensen.
I get so uncomfortable if asked in chats if I'm going live by subs. I usually ignore or say no because that's rude to the creators I'm in chat in. But see, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. It depends too, because people like me and Deets, we don't care. Like, we
Uh-huh.
don't mind people dropping that information. But people like Queen and Savage do.
That yeah. So I mean, I get what she hang on, I'm gonna talk on what Nonsense is saying. I agree with her. Richard, I got your email. I emailed you back. I hope you're doing good, bud. Sending you lots of love and positive thoughts. Thank you for retracting it. It's all good. It's all good. But why do y'all need permission to go live? No one owns YouTube. Y'all just do your own thing and ignore each other, please. I can agree with that on the live topic. I can agree with that. It is insane, Allie. Absolutely. She also said Queen was friendly with PJ.
And see, that shouldn't matter. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, sorry. So with what Nonsense is saying here, I get very uncomfortable with that too. I always have because, and this is what it does. And this isn't me shaming you subs at all. Because I consider myself a sub. I don't really think of myself as a creator because I'm just up here jabbing my jaws. But um I I've always struggled with compliments, period. I just don't know, like, just like one of those people when you give them a compliment, I'm like, what do I do with my hands? Like it's awkward. But especially on these YouTube streets, when it happens in another creator's chat, and you're like, oh, you got to play this part of Deets Live, or oh, Deets, I loved your live. When are you going live again? Blah, blah, blah. And I love that people say that, but I am with nonsense here. I worry that the creator is going to take that a different way. And it makes me feel awkward. And I know nobody has any bad intentions with it, but it does create this like uncomfortable moment where you're like, oh, what do I do with my hands? It's weird. So I get what you're saying completely. I think the community is also divided on going after families. Anyone. Okay, maniacs. I agree with you. I agree with you. You guys want to talk about that for a second?
Oh,
That I agree. I feel like the community is kind of split on going after the families of victims.
I personally
And I
am
think we
guilty
also,
of it.
real
Yeah.
quick, I also think that we have different opinions on what going after is. I do. Hey, Steph B, good to see you. Thank you for the memberships, whoever got them. I hope you thank Steph B. Oh, I didn't see you. I wanted to mod up Kate and stuff. I hadn't been live in so long. Now I've got like a bunch of mods in here. Holy moly.
Kind of split. I gave Melissa a mod, a wrench earlier because she's pissed. She was talking shit to, what's their name? The
Melissa,
mom,
I didn't get to catch that. If you want to come up, NJ, and talk a little bit about it, feel free to. I know you just got off a live. And if anybody wants to drop any links, I don't
I
care. Go
just
ahead
gave
and do
her a
that. But
wrench and said, do what you feel you need to do.
I saw a little bit of that back and forth, but I was searching for clips, so I didn't get to catch it all. And I was like, "Ooh, what is
I
going on?"
didn't
There's
either.
my gavel. But that was another top. Okay, so I feel like the community split on going after parents, and not split like in a bad way, just opinions on it, and that's fine. And then I feel like there's definitely, I know I've had a live about mods before. There's also a split in the community on what mods do. You know what my mods do? They're just subscribers who occasionally bop people if they need to. Like
Yeah,
I don't
same.
expect anything of them at all. Um I don't even care where they go, who they talk to, who they're friends with. None of that. None of that. But I know some people do. Some people are like, you got to be here. You got to do this. You got to do that. Every creator's different. Every creator's different. Usually it's deeper than what we hear from either side. Typically they work it out. I agree with that, Soup. I feel like a lot of times creator beefs get worked out. And the unfortunate part about that is they do. And then, subscribers or other the rest of us are like, what happened? How did that get fixed? It's so uncomfortable. Now, wait, I thought we were mad. It's like when you're with your friend. So say Jonesy and I are chit-chatting and she's talking shit about her hubby, right? He's had a bad day or whatever, and she's talking mad crap. And then I decide to join in and trash talk her hubby with her. Well, when they make up, she's still gonna remember that I just talked shit about her hubby. And so even though she's back in love with him because she loves him unconditionally, she's still gonna remember the bad things you said about him.
That's
So
why I spoke on
you
Savage
just
and
don't do that.
Queen.
Yeah.
They're going to be friends
Yeah.
again. Nope, no thank you.
Yeah. I saw a stream from someone not with. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, that's chasing turtles. Chasing turtles. Ah, should be an automatic ban. Just root AF. You just don't announce it in someone's live that someone else just went live. Or Sofa King, I know you've came in here and announced other lives before, but I do appreciate you saying that it is rude and not appropriate. MJ, you want to be on camera or you want to turn it off? Oh, look at this beautiful gal.
Hello.
Hey, lovely. You look cute. Thanks. I'm like, I went on cam for like 10 seconds because I look like a hot freaking mess. Look at this. Can you see the black paint in my hair?
No, you're a little kitty.
It's a hot
kitty.
mess.
Did you paint it?
I've been painting the ceiling of the basement here black, and it looks so good.
It looks
so good. I wish I would have done it like before we were planning to move. It looks so good, but like it's above, so it's like all in my hair. I'm like, it's a mess.
Well, if everyone's going off camera, I'm going off camera.
Yeah, it's Friday night. We don't have to be on cam. We're not wearing our bras and we're not going on cam. We're button bitches today.
Fine.
What was going on in the chat with you and
well, nothing's been going on, but I've noticed WSU Mom Kim has been popping up in all of the chats covering this case. I think particularly that's interesting given her history. It's all of the same players. Like when you see the same mis and disinformation coming from the same directions in previous cases, that's going to pique my interest. And I've watched her in these chats that are specifically calling out disinformation and acting as if she is, you know, against this stuff. And so, you know, I try to tread lightly because they're not my chats, but it's really been pissing me off because I don't know if half the people don't know about her or what, but she has been the biggest disinformation spreader. The things that she has
so
claimed
much in
about the Idaho
yeah.
victims are disgusting. Like it is straight up disgusting.
I wasn't sure if that was her, Melissa.
Oh, that's her.
It's her.
WSU Mom Kim. That is her.
Am I like a lot louder than them?
I'm just loud. No, sorry.
No, my bubble's like way bigger than your guys' bubble. So I'm like, maybe I need to turn my mic down. Sorry. Try to keep everybody on the same page so that we're not blowing out their eardrums. It is her though. It is absolutely her. And I have seen her in several chats talking about Sebastian's case. And then some of the things that she says, like about misinformation and disinformation, I'm like, girl.
Nonsense. WSU Mom Kim popped up during the Idaho 4 case. And she first started in the Facebook groups. And then she reached out to T-Rev. And that and the Drunk Turkey Show and Chronicles of Olivia was where she first kind of originated on the YouTube streets. Well, T-Rev later exposed, you know, this email that he sent her, that she sent him while thinking it was not T-Rev. She says she thought it was Detective John, I think his name was. But she claims to have inside information. Everything that you're hearing basically right now with the Sebastian case, just in, you know, different circumstances, you know, oh, I am connected to this. Oh, I have this inside knowledge. Oh, I have, you know, officers leaking information to me, but made very horrific, very, very horrific claims about these victims. And if you know the email I'm referring to, you know what I'm talking about. It is not something that, oh, you just misheard something. It is straight up, I got this information handed down to me and I'm looking for help. And she went from panel to panel to panel, and it went from, oh, you know, like my daughter went to school, you know, like, and knows these kids, straight up to my daughter was used as an alibi. That's why I call her Kimbleweed, because just as time went on, like a tumbleweed, she just acquired more and more and more and more. Don't ask me what the reason is. I don't know what the reason is. I know that there are some people who are sent here to cause havoc, and then there are others who I don't know what they're gaining from it. With Kim,
you kind of busted all that out with Dot, that people are sent here to do that. It's wild.
And she is who she says she is. That's the hard part. Some of these people are who they say they are, but the information they are spreading is not accurate at all.
And it's so hard to parse out what is accurate and what isn't accurate in the beginning of a case. But as you see, as it progresses, it's a lot easier to realize, like with the dog handling stuff right here, you know, that's happening right now. It's a lot easier to suss that out and learn that, oh, that person's lying, that person's a fraud, that person's fake, and it becomes a muddy mess. We were kind of talking about that on Jones's a little bit earlier, is that sometimes it stems from creators taking information that was sent to them in private and just running with it, and it being, inaccurate from the jump, but that's what's fresh in people's minds from the start. And so like that's their baseline of the case.
Well, and people, there's a difference between misinformation and disinformation.
Disinformation.
Him is disinformation, comes
Mhm.
in with the intent to spread disinformation. And she went so far as to claim that creators were involved in the murder. Like, people don't realize how far this
Yeah.
goes behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was connected with T-Rev.
She was
Mhm.
connected to all of those: Dago, CJ, T-Rev.
Mhm.
Oh God, I can't even think. Everywhere. She was everywhere. And it was the
Drunk
same
turkey.
thing that we see now. Just
Yep.
channel to channel to channel, the dog handlers, that. Don't give them any credibility. Honestly, don't, because if anything they said was credible, they wouldn't be here. They really, once in a while you'll get someone who's legit, but for the most part, why do you think they're here? They're not here to actually get YouTube's help for actual development on a case. They're here to cause chaos.
Oh, there's if someone can grab, you did a really great live on her. If you could drop that link, because it was the one that I ended up reviewing that started the crime sleuthing chaos, but still that one, or the one that you did before that about Kim, if people want to catch up about Kim, because there's a lot there, and I do know Melissa's a little low. Let me turn Melissa up. But there's a lot with Kim and what happened in the Idaho 4 case.
Why is she resurfacing in this case?
Mhm.
Ask yourself that.
I think it's the creator she was connected to having involvement in this case. That's just my
Who
thought
was that?
process.
CJ?
CJ, T-Rev,
Oh, that's right. T-Rex.
all those other ones. Who?
Dago,
Dago.
too.
Yeah.
She was all up in it.
Yeah, she's dangerous. Didn't she show up on Drunk Turkey? Isn't that where she
Yeah,
Yeah.
made her debut?
yeah. She
Drunk
went on Drunk
Turkey,
Turkey.
Olivia's
Yep.
Chronicles of Olivia.
Mm-mm.
There's a few other spots too.
The most
Yeah.
heinous claims about these victims, that it gets back to their families, especially like with Idaho. That was the first time I really saw, holy crap, how much the social media does involve the families. Some want to be active, some don't want to be active, but it all goes back to them. And to spread that type of disinformation when the families have to actually sift through it, it's heartbreaking and it's disgusting.
Yes, she was the. I don't know. Was her student fake? Was it not fake? I
So
don't know that portion, but the things that she was spreading ended up absolutely being
right.
fake.
So Kim seems to be legit. And this is where people will get confused, because she is who she says she is. And these other people that you see surfacing now, they can be who they say they are. That does not mean the information they're spreading is credible.
Exactly. Thank you, Kathy, for the 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's the problem. Like so she legit had a daughter, is a mom of a WSU student, but the information that she spread around ended up being a lot of disinformation. I mean, that one email to T-Rev and to Drunk Turkey,
Yeah.
that was
Horrific.
you guys, if you just read that email alone and heard the things that she said, just that one email, you'd be like, what is this chick doing here in all these chats? It's wild.
And then, the truth always stays the same. So everybody's red flag should go up when all of a sudden the truth changes or things get added on. The truth should be the same from day one as it is currently. With Kim, like I said, it went from, it seems like she is a mom of kids who go to that area, and possibly there could be some overlap, but that turned into, my child's home was used as an alibi, like straight up things that could really mess up the case. And then just like I said, horrific claims about the victims themselves. There is so much I couldn't even know where to start. But my interest is piqued because she is in all of these chats. Trust, she is watching right now. I'm surprised she hasn't popped up in this chat, but she watches everything, and I don't like. Yeah, she's making her rounds, Jules. But with
She was
Sebastian,
here the last time I went live, which had nothing to do with Sebastian. So yeah, she's definitely making her way. She's like shifted over from, that sector into this one. I don't know if she's still going to all those places or not, but it's wild.
it is.
Absolutely wild. So keep your eyes out. Jules, how's it going, Jules? Good to see you. My timing is impeccable, she says. Ah, man.
But when I
She
did
was-
Dot, I had gotten reached out because I don't do the TikTok stuff, but I was told about there's this whole group of people on TikTok that specifically do this. I don't know how far that overlaps into YouTube, but there are these people who claim, because with Kim, we had Kim, but with Dot was another one in the Idaho case that literally had no connection, straight up stole another person's identity, and then claimed to be driving the getaway car. And as crazy as that sounds now, let me be clear, some people believed it. Other people believed it because the creators pushed it. And like the creators knew better, but it brought in the views and the subs and the super chats every night, right? When you have somebody on the panel claiming to have direct inside information and they saw X, Y, and Z, people are going to keep coming in.
And they crave it.
Yeah. And so Dot is apparently part of, separate from, well, her and Kim had an overlap, but originally Dot comes from this group of people who do this, who just do this. I can't tell you why people are willing to lie about this stuff, but I can just tell you they are. People are absolutely willing to lie about their roles in active cases.
Yes. And it's so bizarre. It's going to be some kind of case study in the future. I just know it. This like fakeness online, this social media misguiding, parasocial relationships, all of this is going to be some type of case study. I just know it. The fake Kim in the Kylie Rodney case, you're talking about
Michelle.
What was her name? Megan or Michelle?
Megan, yeah, Megan.
Megan. She used to go on Britney's, right? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I don't know. I don't watch
That was
Britney.
like a local.
I remember
claimed to have a connection to the kids and all this stuff. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, Kim's making her rounds. She's making her way around the streets. Detective John read the email with the heart and body. Yeah, that was gross.
And stupid things too, like bagging of the hands means that pieces of are missing. That's very standard. Like if you don't know that, like that they bag victims' hands to preserve potential DNA underneath the nails, I don't know what to tell you. But it was insane how people ran with it, and it's so similar to what I'm seeing now with this case. People just are so desperate for an answer, they're willing just to take anything without vetting it and run with it.
And what I have seen a lot of lately is creators that have debunked stuff 2, 3, 4 months ago when the case first started are now getting sent false information and they're running with it, and they are claiming something as a fact that they debunked themselves, or at least shared the debunkings of it 2, 3, 4 months ago. And I'm like, wait, what? Why are you doing that?
Right? Gotta keep that
I guess that's what it is.
I will say I have never seen a missing child produce so much. Like when there is no information coming in, I've never seen so many lives when there's nothing to go live about.
I know.
It's different than like a case that hasn't been solved yet. The suspect's still out there. Where I understand the speculating. I love speculating too. But with this, there really is no information, no developments, no press conference, nothing, and it's managed. And that's when you have to really be careful, though, because that's when people are going to come in and make the disinformation.
Nonsense. That's a great question. She said, are there any cases that this hasn't happened in that you can think of off the top of your head? No, not really, unless it's a quick case. most of the time. But then
We
you have
saw
like
it in
Chris
Watts.
Watts where it still did that, and that was solved very quickly. But like when it comes to missing persons cases, if they're found quickly or the case is solved quickly, you won't get as much of it. But the longer it goes on, the crazier it gets.
Mm-hmm.
I think people get so attached to I think I told you guys this the other day that there is officially now, in my opinion, a Sebastian Rogers community, and that's sad. But I think people get so addicted to those live streams, sub and creator alike, the conversations, the information, trying to play a game of Clue, and no pun intended, and putting puzzles together of the mis and disinformation and all of that, and it takes on a life of its own.
Right.
It truly does. Have a
Well,
good one, MK.
like even with Chris Watts, we didn't have it on this scale. And no, I didn't. That's true. I didn't get deep into Summer, so I didn't witness that, even though a lot of people compare it to Summer Wells.
Hey, Shay.
But we had Trent Bolton in Chris Watts. Like it was there. It just wasn't on this scale, and it wasn't as extreme. But what the Watts should show you is that they had people actively monitoring social media groups and Facebook groups, and he had already taken his plea, and they were still paying it. They pay attention to all of this.
It's wild. Conspiratorial doubt spreading, deliberately pushing the confusion between fact and fragments of fiction, propaganda by design. Some bad actors don't even know they are part of a segment of a grift. It's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, no, I wasn't like no pun towards Clue. I'm just saying, like, that's what it becomes for a lot of people. And not even a game of Clue about the case specifically, but about the nonsense that's created online surrounding the case. He had nothing on the dog handler, Spendy said.
How many dog handlers is it now? In
3, I think.
This is bizarre. It's just so bizarre to me.
I know.
I've never seen anything like it. I thought Idaho was bad, but it's just crazy to me.
It is. It is. I wasn't on YouTube for the start of Summer's case, so I didn't see it like amp up this quickly. Definitely this case of Sebastian's is the quickest that I've seen this type of circus. And I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but this type of circus amp up so quickly. Yeah, Maury was bad.
Do you think that's because parents, because we did see that with Steve Gonsalves also, active talking with creators, and that definitely fuels, in my opinion.
I think that does.
Is that the major reason you think it blew up like this, is because we have parents on social media?
I think that absolutely helps fuel it, in my opinion. You have, I think that because that's what happened with Summer's case. You had her parents out there talking, and it gives creators content to work with. Think of Noah Pressgrove's case. There's not a ton there although it's kind of amping up, so maybe that's not a good example. I'm trying to think of a good example. There's cases where the families aren't coming out and speaking, and all you have is the facts presented to the media. You don't get as much of this. And I have mixed emotions. This is just my opinion. I have mixed emotions on that saying of, it's keeping their name out there. Is it keeping their name out there, or is it just spreading around amongst those who already know?
Both can be true at the same time.
Yeah, could be.
I'm guilty of it myself, like.
Yeah.
We fuck up sometimes, but I think that the parents aren't necessarily getting the answers they want from law enforcement, and they just want to vent, and they just want to talk about it, and they just want to try to piece things together. And I think that's what
blame the parents for that.
Yeah, I don't either, but I think that's what initially brings them to Facebook and YouTube is wanting to bounce things, with other people. I don't know. It's just super sad it gets taken advantage of.
That's something we've talked with about, Michael Vaughn's case didn't take off extremely quickly because his parents did not come out and speak for, 5-6 months. And it wasn't until they started speaking more that there became like a little mini circus around his case. And that's unfortunate because you understand, like, they want to come out. One, they want to go and hear anything about their baby. They want to spread their baby's name. They want to spread awareness. They want to tell you what happened. But then there is the double-edged sword to that of,
Huh?
people running wild and accusations or twisting your words and things like that. Or you have parents that do present themselves in a manner that is off-putting, which Seth Rogers has done several times. And I understand, or you catch discrepancies or things that are maybe even a flat out lie, and you want to discuss that. But that brings me back to one of the questions I had starred from earlier. Trish, not to call Trish out, she's like, I don't feel like using Seth's own words is going after him. Maybe that's wrong. I would agree with you. Using his own words, I've seen a lot of creators use his own words. I've used his own words. I don't think
Mhm.
that's going after him, but I've also seen a lot of creators just call him names or
Mhm.
say nasty things about him
Straight up
or
accuse.
straight up accuse him of stuff.
Yep.
And I feel like that's where it goes too far. But using his own words to point out indiscrepancies, no, I don't think that's wrong at
It
all.
changes
I
when
think
you
there's a
say,
line. Yeah.
yeah, when you call out a lie or an
Mhm.
inconsistency that you see and you put fat fuck at the end of it, that changes it.
Yeah.
Well,
You
and
know,
people
I
need to
agree.
realize, like, he could be a father of a missing child. That doesn't make him a great guy necessarily. He could be a
yeah,
Exactly.
he could be a
crap,
piece of shit, period.
right? And the father, and that's where I feel like everyone has a different line though of where you're willing to show that respect. Like,
Mhm.
hey, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z. Everyone's line is clearly different though, because we all don't keep the bar at the same height.
Yeah.
But there's much more than just, hey, going over his words in a respectful manner, pointing out maybe any contradictions, anything like that, versus straight up accuse, use names, insinuate involvement. Like, there's a big difference.
Like, the main thing I hear when people accuse him is, where did you put your son, Seth? Where
Yeah.
did you hide your son, Seth? And that shit drives
Yeah.
me up the
Oh,
wall.
I hate that. I've always hated that when people would ask that of Dawn and Candace. And I know that there are people who believe very strongly one way or the other, and that's fine. I don't begrudge you what you believe or where you stand on that issue with Dawn and Candace. But when people are like, "What'd you do with the baby?" Like, oh, that just
Yeah.
drives me up, especially 3 years later, and there's just nothing out there. But
Well,
I agree with nonsense that, she says, I genuinely believe it's become a race for some creators that think they are actually going to solve these cases. Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. They truly do think they're going to
They think
solve.
they know more than law enforcement. Some of the shit I've heard, these people talk like they have all the answers. Law enforcement has it wrong. Like they're about to make an arrest right now. It's mind blowing. You could do a lot of good on social media, but at the same time, in my opinion, like know your role, right? Like I know I could do coverage, I could do this, I could help get the word out, but I also know my fucking role. Like, and I feel like these creators, man, they act like they have all of the information and they're about to break this case. And that law enforcement is what? That they don't know. Like, if what half these creators were saying were true, there would have been an arrest already. Like, what makes you doubt law enforcement that much?
That's what you would think that, or if you had some, shred of proof or I don't know, even a valid claim, I know that there's a lot of people that think Chris is involved and that he wasn't actually at work. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Like, not with the way law enforcement has treated them. I just don't feel like that's where it is. But even if that's your opinion, is there not a way to express your opinion versus flat out saying, Chris and Katie are involved because he wasn't at work, and coming up with these wild ass conspiracies of, he could have been here, there, or everywhere. Thank you. You say it,
Abellis.
Abellis. I was gonna say that, but then I was like, maybe it's Spanish. Abellis. Thank you for the memberships, love. I hope whoever got them said thank you. Oh, yep, Tony did. Yes, thank you guys.
And I think that also, and this is a little kind of like, this is under the umbrella, okay? I think
I'll be right
using
back.
parents for the tit for tat drama is not okay either. And I say that because I did hear Savage say, like, one of her biggest issues with Queen is that Queen attacks Seth. Okay, I get that if that is, in fact, your real issue. She said, we've been watching you. We know what you're doing. You constantly attack the father of this missing child. But I feel like that's being used in the argument because she had no problem with the way Clue attacked Seth. You know what I'm saying? Now, suddenly,
Oh, yeah.
you give a fuck about that. Don't use that in your argument. If you are mad,
I mean, I don't disagree with her. I agree with her, actually.
I don't either. But you got to keep that same energy. If that was the energy you've had this whole time, then you wouldn't have been right there sitting next to Clue while she's up there calling him a fat fucking shit. So I'm just saying.
And let me explain myself here real quick before people say, "Oh, Deets agreed that Queen attacked Seth." I don't know if she is or not. I'm just saying I don't disagree with her argument, because if she is attacking him, which is the reason I did unsub to Clue all those, what did we watch? I watched like 3 streams and I was like, nope, I'm out, because she just flat out attacking, just calling him names, disparaging stuff, attacking his weight, which was, hello, that was real rich. But I just, what was the purpose of that? It wasn't anything valid. It wasn't like pointing out a discrepancy or a lie. I mean, I remember when Gavel and I were going through those, and I was the Terry Lynn stream about Did Me In, because I could easily point out Seth's lies, and it is so hard to bite your tongue. And that's what made it really easy to walk away. So I struggle with creators going live day after day with, the thumbnails, the titles, the tags, all of that. Looks a lot like Dolly. It looks a lot like Betty. It's just on a different side of the street. So I don't disagree with the argument. I don't know if she specifically was doing that, but
I don't know either.
But I get what you're saying.
Don't use that. Just if that's how she feels, that's great. Like, she doesn't want the parents attacked, and I appreciate that as well. But just don't use it in your argument if that's not the truth. If that's not what started I don't know. I don't know how to explain.
If it's wrong for one, it's wrong for all. It's not.
Yeah.
It's very inconsistent on these YouTube streets.
But you ride with it until somebody that you're now angry at, and now you use it as a dig at them. No, that's taking a dig at yourself too, girl, because you were fine with it when Clue was doing it. Y'all, I'm just saying, like, don't use that, baby.
Yeah. Don't weaponize. I mean, that's what we're watching Tiffany Marie do right now with this pedophile ring BS. You're weaponizing a missing child to go in it with that beef, and that's just wrong. But Jules, there's a difference between what you're saying here. She's like, the only parent of Sebastian's I have questions for is Katie, because she was there that night, and the way her and Chris went back and forth about the lights over the garage is odd to me. But you're not attacking them. You're like, I got questions. I'm side-eyeing this. This doesn't look right. I feel like that's different than an attack,
We've all questioned, like, that's ridiculous, to say you can't question things. I think that it's just all about how you do it, right? But clearly that line is different for everyone.
Yeah, but if Seth never came on here, never went at the other parents and creators, I don't think it would be an issue. He did come on and kind of involve himself in the mix of all this. He did. He absolutely did. And I'm not saying he's, above reproach at all.
No,
but
he's taking part in exploiting his son. Here.
exactly. And he said a lot of atrocious things. He spread a lot of misinformation. He's also shared things that didn't need to be shared. Like, he's gone too far in a lot of instances. I think it's just for me, it's the tact in which a creator discusses those things.
Brantley said, but so does Chris. No. Yeah, Chris involved himself as well. Like,
For a hot minute, but then he got out. He realized,
thank God.
yeah, I mean, people talk, I've heard a couple creators go on about how, like, Chris is just as bad. He's said so much on these streets. Chris has, like, what, 4 or 5, maybe half a dozen 6 lives that he partook in, and then we haven't heard anything from him. Where, I mean, Seth is, and this is a thing. It's not an attack. It's just a fact. Seth is probably up over 50 now. Like, I have no clue what the man's at. But I also agree with Allie. She said this earlier, and I started it. How the hell is it right for all of YouTube to stream on Sebastian daily, but it's not right for Seth to have a channel? I don't see an issue with him having a channel. I don't know why people took such issue with him having a channel at all. Where better to get the information than straight from him than to see a bias on another channel or whatnot. I don't know. At least it puts it right there in one spot.
I will say, because I was there for that first live, I completely agree. If there's anyone who should be speaking on his child, he has the right.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was disappointed in is people asking and I could only hold the moderators responsible for this, but people asking very basic logical questions about Betty, complaining about posters being taken down, but not acknowledging that it's illegal to post it in certain places, removed immediately. Yet the comments that were straight up accusing Katie, saying, where is he, Katie? Where is he? You know where he is, all allowed. That was disheartening. And
that reminds me of the comments about, because I did see Brantley said something about or it might not have been a Brantley. Somebody said something about Chris does more of his speaking behind the scenes. And I do believe that to be true, because that's what had Clue coming out calling Seth a pedo. Like, straight up calling him a pedo. Like, just because you have access to private information, because you have these conversations with these parents, doesn't mean everybody else has that proof to go around calling them a pedo. But that's all it took, that one thing, and then everybody was calling them a pedo. It's like, how? That's causing just as much drama in this case as anything else, because it's not proven. Where's the proof? Where's the facts?
It seems like these parents are damned if they do, damned if they don't. And I don't say that while defending, like, I don't necessarily agree with all the actions, but we've seen them attack Chris and Katie for getting food, right? Making it, you could take a snapshot and you can make it appear a certain type of way, but at the end of the day, they got to eat, right? They have to eat. I see people attacking Seth for speaking out. I see people attacking Katie for not speaking out. So realistically, what would be the idea? It seems like people just have a side and that's what they're going to, that's reasonable. I get it. Like, you're going to see it through your own lens. And so anything regarding the person you think may have involvement, it's going to seem even more shadier. But what the hell is the right way? Because when you say that they don't speak, it's the wrong way. When they do speak, it's the wrong way. So what the hell is the perfect way? And I don't think it's fair to set the expectations of what you would do in that situation until you have been in it.
We have no idea.
Right. I see a lot I don't agree with, but at the same time, I've never been in that situation. So how the hell do I know what I would do? And there's a lot of judging going on, and nobody's saying, well, this is what I think. What? Because you're complaining both ways.
I agree. It's like, damned if they do, damned if they don't. It's a double-edged sword. There's right. But it's like, all you can do is try to do these awareness streams to let parents know not to trust every YouTuber. Not every YouTuber is in it for the right reasons. Like, that's all you can do. Awareness. That's it. And it's up to the parents from there. Seth has been detrimental to his son's case, in my opinion, but it doesn't give me a right to call him a piece of shit dad or whatever these people say, It's just sad.
Right. Well, he could, like we said earlier, he could be a piece of crap who could take advantage and be shady, and he's the parent of a missing child. We have to really set the expectations on ourselves, in my opinion, to handle it appropriately, right? You can't dictate what you're going to do based on how they individually act. Is he the parent of a missing child? Yes, act accordingly. Even if he's not a good guy, act accordingly.
Yeah. Calling out Seth for not searching, then complaining on how he is searching. And I had to check myself a little bit too, because
we all do.
When he started his channel, I was like, I think I was stuck in the mindset of him possibly giving that money to the girl. We don't know for sure. We don't have proof that he did. But in that moment, I was thinking, okay, so you're just going to grift off your own child. You've already gotten this much money and you're giving it to random hoes. Like, how does that make sense? But then I had to check myself, and I was like, it's his child. If he wants to make money off his child, that's on him. That's not for me to say anything about. And I haven't seen the proof that he did do that. So
it's
the
hard,
problem I did have with his channel is no longer a problem I have now. You got to check yourself sometimes.
Yeah, we all get caught. And listen, it's all coming from passion, and wanting answers, and when you have a feeling or that gut instinct that something's not wrong, or maybe that parent's doing something you may not have done or do, I get it, but I think that's where we're learning with social media, is because social media is now taking the forefront. It's not mainstream media, it's social media, and so everything is really happening for the first time, and there's going to be a lot of trial and errors, and so, but I don't think we're ever going to get this is right, this is wrong. All of social media agree. You're going to have to just individually figure out what your bar is. That's it. Because everyone's bar is not going to be the same.
Yeah, I agree. Brantley, no, he hasn't been on as much lately, and I'm grateful for that.
Who?
Seth.
Right. I think that's good. I think things settle down.
I think that's good, yeah.
It's one of the things, and I had a different mindset until we had a conversation with Brandy Neal up here about it one night. I've always as it pertained to Michael Vaughn's case, I remember I had a live about it one time, and I said, look, there are some things that I find weird and I don't understand, but I have to give grace because they are the parents of a missing child. Like, if their timelines are off by a few minutes here or there, I don't know what kind of trauma that they were dealing with when they laid this all out. We don't know, what information was taken from them, what law enforcement have, what they remember, what they don't remember, because your memories do change over time. We expect these parents to remember everything so vividly, and we accuse them, like Katie with the adding of the thud. People accuse her of lying. It's like, well, what if it was just something she left out in her first interview, but law enforcement have it crystal clear?
Girl.
So I like to give a lot of grace. And it wasn't until that conversation with Brandy about the trauma that you go through when your child is missing that it hit me that, yes, we have to give them a lot of grace. A lot.
Well, there's a lot of over analyzing happening.
Oh,
That's
for
what
sure.
I tell you, because the same people that are looking heavily into that thud and judging why you wouldn't go and physically check on him are the same people that, if the roles were reversed, right, and all of a sudden everything you've done comes to light and everything's being overanalyzed, I don't know how quick you would be jumping on yourself.
For sure. I mean, just think of it. Sometimes when you tell a story, we were just talking about this on Jones, and it's like when you get angry, not that they were angry in these situations, I'm not saying that, but when you get angry and you run off at the mouth, and then later you're like, oh, I never said that. Then you hear the playback, you're like, oh shit, I did. It happens to all of us where we forget little bits of what was said. Absolutely happens to all of us. And now imagine thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people picking apart every last word you have ever said. It's got to be exhausting.
And
It
that's
has
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
draining.
You know, like to sit there and now hindsight, it's so easy for us to sit there and judge now that he's missing, right? Hey, why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? But before he went missing, how many thuds a day do you guys hear with your kids? You know,
Oh
like
my
we don't
gosh, for
know if it was
sure.
a concerning thud, if it was that, but people are so
Mhm.
desperate for answers, they're taking the very little information we have and over analyzing it and tearing it to shreds, which I don't think
Well,
it's
and we need to remember too, I've had a 15-year-old boy at one point. He was 15 at one point. I'm telling you, there's a thud at that late at night. I'm not gonna go investigate it. I heard some creator was like, how does she not know his bedtime routine? Did she not make sure he had a bath? And did she not make sure this and that? I'm like, he was 15. Like, I think it's nice that she went and kissed him goodnight. There's a lot of
right.
parents out there that don't do that. Like, it's not like he was a 5-year-old that you know, do bath and bedtime to and all that stuff. So that thump from a 15 years old's room, just saying, "Hey, Bubba, you good? Yeah, I'm good. All right, get to sleep." That's pretty typical for that age range. Like,
Right.
it's wild that they were, yeah. My kid thuds, I text her. Right. Sometimes it's like, "You good down there?" Like, what's going on? Uh, or when he drops his phone, have you ever dropped your phone on your face?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's the most
Yeah,
painful thing,
it
man.
is. I have a Wally case. I love these cases. And they have the, like, loop on the back of
Yeah,
them,
you
so
showed
now
it was
yeah,
cool.
yeah, now you don't have to, like, you don't drop your
I have
phone.
the pop. I have like an OtterBox, and I have the poppet that's attached, and it
Yeah,
helps.
and it, like, has, like, an elastic in there, and then that, like, keeps it tight on your thumb when you're holding it,
Right.
and then also you can go, like, I don't know, you can kinda tuck it in there and, like, stand it up a little bit, and it carries, like, 2 cards in the back. So, yeah, so when I'm, like, late at night and I got it up here and I drop
Mhm.
it, it still stays on my thumb and I'm not hitting myself in the face with it, but, yeah. There's so many things that a thug could be, it doesn't necessarily mean it's nefarious. I
I
understand why, you know, with this instance, people are concerned about it, but at the time, if you didn't know that your child was gonna go missing, it wouldn't have been
right.
something nefarious.
It's easy to look hindsight and say coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? Um,
Exactly.
but I also see because Jovial said, you had the mentality of an 8 to 10-year-old. I think this is also what caused
Mm,
a lot of the chaos is that we had mixed feedback as far
mm,
as
yeah,
uh, any disability, like what you know,
mhm,
what was his mentality like, what was his, so like when people are overanalyzing the thud, right, just like you said, he was 15 years
yep.
old, but then again you have the people who are like, well, he wasn't functioning at that level. And so I get, and I feel like not having clear clarity on that has caused a lot of the mix.
So here's yeah, and Jules is kind of saying that too. The Proudfoot's exaggerating his condition for some reason. I don't feel like they did. And I don't feel like Seth did either. And I know kind of like Jovial saying, because it did come out of his mouth. He had the mentality of an 8 to 10-year-old one time. Seth did say that. And the Proudfoots gave a very similar time frame. But then they have went on to explain that a lot of he's perfectly normal 15-year-old young man, but he has what it like social awareness issues. So when they said mentality, I later took it to mean like the social awareness of like an 8 to 10-year-old kid instead of a young teenager. You know, a 15-year-old, you're going to give your peer more space in the hallways. But an 8 to 10-year-old kid and your buddy's got, you know, a Switch game that you like, you're gonna get all up in their face and like, oh, let me see that game. What do you got? Like, you know, little kids are just like they have no sense of personal space. And the way that they continued to describe how Sebastian was, that's where I took with that is that, you know, he had issues with social awareness more than anything.
Mhm.
But I know everyone takes it differently.
And I
That
think,
wasn't one. Well, Chris wasn't there, so that could be why. Oh, you mean like hearing it on the call? That's true.
I think people need to stop platforming these agents of chaos as well. It's only making things worse.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Agreed.
Yes. Yes, perfectly. And that's kind of why I went on to go with that of, it's the social awareness issues that they put him in that age bracket. So,
Well, and maybe it was also not to say it was exaggerated, but when Sebastian originally went missing, I don't want to imagine all the emotions that run through your mind as a parent, right? And so you may be trying to relay the urgency and thinking of every additional thing you could put forward. Now, with that being said, I don't agree with some of the things that were shared on social media, but I'm sure the first things in your mind that might come across is, hey, well, he may have been, not functioning at full capacity in this type of setting, in this time. Not so much it was exaggerated versus we have so limited information, and the information that we do have are comments like that. And so everyone hyper focuses on it versus a parent might have just been thinking everything that they could possibly put out and trying to express, hey, it's not even a normal situation if it was another 15-year-old, because here are some of the issues. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
Well, I mean, I think about it very similar to that, MJ. Like when I'm describing my kid, I might talk about Marshall's goofy haircut. I would never in a million years think that someone's going to take me saying Marshall had a goofy haircut
Make it
as
bad.
me like making fun of my son.
Right.
What? And people did here.
Yeah.
They did. They overanalyzed it and made it to be like, oh, he was attacking him. Like, what? Because he said he had a goofy smile. I don't hear goofy in a negative connotation.
No, I didn't either, but they also said that his sling blade impression on Clues was him making fun of Sebastian.
How would they know that? How would they know what Sebastian sounded like to know it was making fun of him?
I honestly think because of the way people ran with the whole social awareness and what y'all were just talking about. I'm sorry, I'm eating. But
you're fine.
You're fine.
How he isn't quite there in the mindset of a 15-year-old. Like, I think they were thinking he's like severely autistic. No matter how many times they say high functioning, they were trying to say that his sling blade impression was him making fun of Sebastian. And if you put those two together, they're trying to say Sebastian sounded like Sling Blade because he's that off. And it's like, no, you don't get to do that. You don't know that.
Exactly. And two things. Allie, yes. And that's, where a lot of creators have been. And I know like I don't label myself true crime. Occasionally I'll talk true crime, but most of the time I just talk about what's going on around this sector. But you and MJ and Jules is in the chat. She's true crime. There are, creators here that are 100% true crime. And I know a lot of them feel that way. I know Burden felt that way for the longest time before she was like, what am I even doing here? Because this is getting wild. And you hear creators like me and Jones and calling themselves true crime. I would never in a million years call myself true crime. I can hope I can speak for Jones and say she wouldn't either.
I'm
because
trauma,
it's
baby,
completely different. But hearing those that are, it's like, whoa, but it's becoming that way across platforms. Like on TikTok, people, sorry, I hate to go back there. Tiffany, you're probably going to rip me to shreds, but like the Tiffany Maries are accepted on all platforms. Like, you have the people that it's not a big deal when they're doing true crime to go in and dig in on everyone and link up wild conspiracies and wild accusations. I've been scrolling TikTok a lot more lately, and it's just insane on there. Twitter's the same, and Facebook. Like, it's perfectly acceptable to throw anything and everything out there. I feel like, I don't know if anybody else feels this. Sorry, I'm rambling. You can tell I haven't been live in forever, but I feel like they want like a miniature Netflix series with every case.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they want it to happen that quickly. They want the drama of it. They want the conspiracies of it. And if it's not a mini Netflix docuseries, they're going to turn it into one. That's wild what's going on in true crime. And yes, Liza, we covered the chromosome deletion here on this channel, gosh, 4 months ago. And I can't believe more people haven't discussed that, because you're right. All you have to do is look it up, do a little research into it, and it explains so much. And I think that that was a much bigger, or that was a lot more eye-opening than learning that he is autistic. We later learned out that all the information, the spectrum, you're just on the autism spectrum. Now they don't use the word Asperger's, I've learned, but all the information that they gave Seth and Katie was about Asperger's. So, that gave us another indicator that I think some of the situations that Sebastian had throughout his childhood that we've learned about came more so from the chromosome deletion. Absolutely. Absolutely. Keep in mind that you're meeting these parents at the worst day of their lives. Yes, Irish. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if
every little thing. Oh my God, did you see she blinked twice when she said that? She
yes.
It's
know
so
what I mean?
ridiculous.
I can't hear you, MJ. Let me turn. You need immunity from what?
Never happens.
I can hear her.
Yeah, trust
Is
me,
it
I'm
just
loud enough.
me? Let me turn my. Okay. Maybe
Is it me?
Maybe I don't have
Am I
my.
the drama?
People
Am
need
I the
to over
drama?
me usually.
Okay. How does MJ sound to you guys? I turned my Mac up so I can hear you better.
Do I have to speak?
I hear you. I hear you. You're good. Okay. I totally lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
Sorry.
I was one of those chasing. Like Deets and you went over the chromosome deletion, and when I talked about it on my live, I did not know how to explain it, so I just referred everybody to Deets' live.
Well, I mean, I just did a bunch of research on it. It was very eye-opening. When I don't know how other content creators do it, or just not even content creators, but just people out there when they're researching a case and you come across something you don't know. And for me, that was chromosome deletion. When Katie said that, I'm like, ooh, what the hell's that? I went digging. Like, okay, they talked about this. Let me dig and find out what it is. And I just assumed that's what most people do when they're learning about a case. But I've also learned that's not what most people do.
See, that's crazy. Like with nonsense, she said that there are up to 64 creators in the tarot, psychic, medium sector who have each done 1 to 10 streams and videos on this case alone. See, the thing with that is that I believe that people have abilities. I mean, even the CSI released many government projects that prove that those type of abilities are legit, and they have even used it in cases, like, which is crazy, and have been successful with remote viewing and stuff like that. But with that, you can't really separate who's being genuine versus who isn't, and I've heard of cases where they will take tips from, medium psychics and things like that. But now with social media, I can't, you can't, how are you supposed to vet which ones are legit and which ones aren't?
That's true. That's true. I am the complete opposite of Melissa Jade on that. I don't believe in psychics. I
What?
don't.
Look at the Stargate project, Deets.
I don't believe in them. I
I do,
don't
MJ.
like what they're doing. But I'm not going to hate on you for that either. I'm also not going to hate on psychics. But when they are putting out like they're just, oh, I saw this and he's down in the, I'm not saying he did Sebastian, just, an imaginary person, like, oh, he's down in the river and this happened to him and that happened to him. I just can't get into. I just think that's so wild and so off base, and that's just not something I
That's
can
true.
get behind and
Psychics and
support.
remote viewers are different, but look into the Stargate project with the remote viewing because it's
I'll look at it.
incredible.
I'll look into it, but I can't support psychics. I forgot though, because I had to go to the restroom earlier. Unsupervised sent a super chat. Thank you, love. I don't have the fancy videos, so just pretend something fancy happened right here. She said, search Sebastian update on YouTube. What comes up? And I did that and then forgot to bring it up. And this was her talking basically, the use of the hashtags. And I agree with her. This is getting out of control. And I agree with Savage on calling people tragedy pimps for doing this. 1,000%. If you are hashtagging this stuff and, your stuff is coming up in an update and there was no update.
Oh.
Yeah,
What the
I'm guilty
hell?
of that myself. Absolutely.
Yep. She
I
called
am.
Dinomaniacs called you out and you said,
Mhm.
look, I'm going to. And it is what it is, but who are we to call them tragedy pimps if we're partaking in it?
I agree.
Well, and when was the last official update?
Oh God.
There was a news thing that came out just a couple days ago about their search, but it wasn't really much of an update.
No, it was just talking about
Interest right
what they were
here,
going to be
just like
doing.
things found. Yeah, things of interest. This was it. 4 days ago.
Also, new information.
It's only 25 seconds long. I'll play this real quick.
Oh, man.
After a search for missing teenager Sebastian Rogers, his father holding another search Thursday. Now, officials telling News 2 they wrapped today after 4 days of searching. Investigators also say they covered at least 20 miles on the Cumberland River and used side imaging sonar in their search. Now, we do know some things of interest were found, but they did not go into detail on what exactly they were.
That's it. Some things of interest were found. That's the update. And I actually commented under Jules' community post because she's like, I've been hearing that things were found. Do we know what was found? I'm not going to listen to like 30-hour live streams, she said.
Yeah.
And
I
I
think it
was
was like
like,
a
basically,
barrel and some
this
clothes.
is all we know. Some things were found. That's it. That's all we know. So it's sad. Am I the asshole? You didn't. Yeah, Sluice. And honestly, I know some people didn't. I just feel like I understand. Maybe I should take it back and say, like, maybe the average person wouldn't go that far into looking into it. But if you're going to make that your content and talk about what she said over and over and over again, you would think you would do your due diligence as a creator and dig into that. And yeah, it was one of my very first streams about Sebastian. We talked all about the chromosome deletion.
Yeah.
What, babe?
I remember that because there was a lot of creators who were covering it nonstop, even at that point, who did not even acknowledge the chromosomal deletion. So
I know. Because a lot of the chromosomal deletion, the diagnosis with it discusses a lot about incontinence issues. And that's where Sebastian's incontinence issues stem from. And it can be an embarrassing thing as a 15-year-old if you are having accidents at school. And that was the purpose and the need for him to wear something to protect his dignity. And so many creators on here turn that into something disgusting. Some are still turning it into something disgusting. And it's easily understandable if you do the research on chromosome deletion and how that can affect his life and the need to protect his dignity. I did Maniacs, and I did speak out about it. I've spoken out about it in my own lives. I spoke out about it in Jones's live. But I didn't like the way she covered cases. But I did what, everybody on this platform says to do, which is if you don't like it, just unsub and don't watch it. And so I did. I didn't watch it.
I spoke up once before the slurs about the way she was talking about Seth and how it made me uncomfortable, but I didn't like go hard on her or anything.
I do not believe in alien sleuths. I don't. Oh, that's gonna get well, Qwerty's not around anymore, but him and Grandma Sherry give me crap for not believing in aliens. I don't believe in aliens. I think some have gifts, but those usually work with law enforcement because they stand against emotionally impacting families negatively. Yeah.
Can I just say, Dolly's thumbnail yesterday scared the shit out of me. It had Sebastian, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it had a tiny little arrow pointing away from Sebastian. It said something about found dead or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, what? But it was a tiny little arrow pointing to Caleb Harris.
I'll pull that up. I want to address this, and I don't know if you guys know about that, but Donna Serafina did not nail the Vallow Daybell case. She said a ton of shit about the Vallow Daybell case, and then she went back and deleted the things that weren't accurate. So no. What Donna Serafina does is she throws a lot of shit out there at the wall, and a broken clock's still right twice a day. Something's going to stick with what she throws out there. But I hear so many people saying that about Donna Serafina and the Vallow case. No, go look into it. It's just she didn't. Well, I guess you would have to go look into, I'm always way behind in chat, Tess, but you'd have to look into clip channels or people who covered her at the time to realize that she did not nail the Vallow case at all. Let me pull up Dolly's thumbnail from yesterday because, it was the one I had on the screen.
It legit scared me because just at a glance, it was like, what?
Yeah, it looks like he's saying Sebastian was dead. No. And it's just so insensitive. I don't know. Sebastian Rogers, was it foul play? Caleb Harris, which Caleb Harris was heartbreaking. I mean, it's
I'm glad they
yeah, you're glad he's found and but still you want him to be found, but not like that, and it's just breaks my heart. I don't know about you all.
No, I agree.
It's sad the drama with YouTube creators has taken away that this is still a missing child. Yeah. Yeah. It gets lost in it. It gets mixed up in it, that's for sure.
Tess is getting mad at you because you're behind in chat.
I know. I'm always behind.
He does.
That's because I do read all of them. I try to at least.
Nonsense.
You can't be my friend because I don't believe in psychics, but I don't hate on psychics either. There is a difference. I don't hate on them. Just my personal beliefs, my faith. I don't buy into psychics. I'm not gonna press that on people like, oh my God, you're bad for not going with me and saying psychics are evil, but I'm not gonna do that to people either. It's just not where I stand. The spirit, now I can make fun of a bitch who uses rods and claims that she can get answers from freaking rods twisting and turning in her hand. I will make fun of that. That's wild.
Why are people acting like Dog just made a statement? What do you mean, Jason? Dog the bounty hunter?
Well, that's what's on my screen. It's something Jay put out a day ago. I don't know.
Boy missing.
I don't know what The voice of Outlier podcast.
Out of Tennessee, 15 years old, hasn't taken his medication. And it's very odd, dog. I mean, they have searched thousands of miles. They've had drones. They've searched waterways. It's insane. I mean, there's volunteers. No trace of him on camera. Allegedly, no dogs have picked up his scent. What gives?
Well, I can only say by the years of investigating, same thing. Usually a family member has done something. You know, usually there is a dump ground, a trash dump ground nearby, or a lake. Lie detector tests don't work. Well, they do use them. They don't work on certain individuals. I think the parents, anybody close to it, take a lie box. If they volunteer, okay, I'll take it. Then, you know, they take it, they pass. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, So where you start with autistic kids is the family members, because it's hard to raise an autistic kid. It is hard, quadruple hard than a kid that is not autistic. So start with the family. And Nancy Grace, I never met her, but she used to speak at the bail bonds convention for us. And that happened to be that day I was sick, but she's a very good investigator. So she usually comes up with stuff, you know, but I would say there's a family member or even a neighbor that is just, you know, and they'll, how young is the boy?
He's 15.
Yeah. So without leaving a site, that means somebody, you know, dumped him somewhere and it's very sad. There was a show on A&E called 48 Hours.
Yeah.
And after 48 hours, 90% of people missing, age, gender, and all that have been, have been killed. So when you find nothing, and, you know, like dogs don't get a scent, bloodhounds and all that, every single time the person is passed away or they've been killed and disposed of.
I kept on trying to interrupt you because I actually could not believe that you don't know this case and you stated all of that. I mean, if you have time, everything you just said is what has made this case so contentious.
You guys
the
can't see my
stepdad and the mom are being looked at.
Okay, I just saw Chasing's comment that you couldn't see my screen, and I was like, wait, I'm only a minute behind, so it's fresh comment, but
yes, I can see it.
Okay.
I think
this was done back in April. I don't know why it's
yeah.
like fresh now, or why people are
Did Jay put it out as if it's new?
This is Lauren. Yeah, this is Lauren Conlon. Do you remember when she was on Nancy Grace? I don't know if she put it out as new.
We need a Nancy Grace over here, Dee.
I know. I love your Nancy Grace thing.
I'll make you one.
I don't know why she just decided to put it out, I guess.
That does. I mean, if she didn't put that this is an older interview from the beginning, it does allude to it being new.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to get these people talking.
What?
Let me send
Elmer.
I don't know. Shelby Ray is talking about Tiffany Marie, though, so let me drop you all that link. I'm sure that's interesting. She knows all the deets on that situation.
Is that a carrot?
Yeah. I don't like that portion of the combo, so I'm not gonna touch on that. But yeah, that was carrot.
Oh no, mind.
Yeah. See, if I can see some other content creator live, I have no problem sending y'all there. Like, oh, she talking about it. There you go. Yeah, I don't know why the dog thing was put together now.
Well, it's just usual bullshit.
Oh, John Q had a lot a hand in a lot of stuff in Summer's case.
Listen, I love that movie, but I'm not too keen on this guy on here with the same name. I don't like him.
I'm not familiar with him. I just know the movie.
I don't know that he's like a horrible person or anything. I haven't watched enough of him to know that, but he's one of those creators who is very big on
Kanika.
And analyzing.
Kanika Jenkins?
And like, yeah.
In Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was an article that came out 624 in the Idaho case that I just did videos on because I never saw it before 2 weeks ago. Info does get missed. Yeah.
But then you let them know also this is an old article that was posted on this date.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that
Jason said
disgusting?
she saw on another channel saying dog makes a statement on Sebastian, indicating it was new. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Dog makes a statement on it. Yeah, it's not new news. That's some old stuff. And you actually, I should have. Let me grab you guys the link for her podcast, because if you want to hear the whole podcast, I remember listening to it back then. What he's told is inaccurate, some inaccurate information. He's not even told the full facts. And that's what happens on some of these, like on Court TV and podcasts and stuff. They come on for a soundbite or to fill a seat on the panel, and they're just going off of a small portion of what they're given. They don't do full deep dive researches. Not all of them do full deep dive researches into the case. So
I'm curious, does anybody know what his stance was during Kanika Jenkins?
John, I have no clue. I did not follow the Kanika Jenkins case.
Really?
Oh my God.
I did not.
I
It was
didn't know that this part of YouTube existed, but I absolutely watched all kinds of YouTube videos on
Well,
Kanika.
I knew about her case because I'm in Illinois, but like I wasn't following true crime at the time. I wasn't
I used to watch Gray
active on
Hughes on
social
Kanika.
media. Did you?
Yeah, that was before I realized, like, well, I was just tapping into a live streaming. Like, oh wow, people talk while listening to these videos.
And see, I didn't even know then.
Yeah.
I found out during Kylie Rodney that chats happened.
Yeah, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was coming here and I found this little sector of YouTube researching Summer Wells case. And so that's when I found out that there were live chats, and like the very first live I clicked on, Dawn Wells was on Ziggy's panel, and I'm like, wait, this parent is giving an interview? And I didn't know there was a chat for a hot minute. And I'm like, who are they talking to? Yeah.
Gray Hughes would always debunk, like, his view is always, very straightforward and non-conspiratorial. That was his view on it, that she just drank and wandered in.
Whose was?
Gray Hughes.
Oh, yeah.
Kanika.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kanika was crazy. And Kendrick Johnson. Yeah, that is a damn shame.
I was about to say, Jules, you be careful covering those two now. People are very protective over those two cases.
Oh, Kendrick they're doing something. Allie just posted about Kendrick.
Right.
Today or yesterday, did she?
You mean the party panels nonsense?
Let's see what she posted.
Right, Testicle? I got yelled at because my autocorrect went from Gray to Gary, and I got attacked, and I didn't go back into the live chat for a while because I was like, oh my God, like it was an autocorrect, like, but people were mad. His name is Gray, not Gary. And that's when I thought people were vicious.
Oh my God.
600 deep for Kendrick.
What?
They had like a...
Oh, let's see.
The march.
Yeah, it was a march.
Kendrick Johnson, let the people know. Let the people know. I say. We about to fix. Things are step jam. About to leave this world. Your father was there when you left. You're right. Your mother was there when you left. You're right. Your uncle was there when you left. You're right. Your auntie was there when you left. You're right. Your cousin was there when you left. You're right. Your brother was there.
Oh, I got chills.
Yeah.
Just chills listening to that. Oh.
When you left. You're right. Your sister was there when you left. You're right. Moses told me. In Deuteronomy. If we broke laws. Yeah, we work or pray. Kendrick Johnson. We ain't
Mm.
Kendrick Johnson. Kendrick Johnson. We got
Wow.
God's crew. We got God's crew. I left this world. I left this world. I left those streets. Your homie was there when you left. You're right. Your partner was there when you left. You're right. Your cousin was there when you left. You're right. Your chief was there when you left. You're right. Your crew was there when you left. You're right. I left that world. Those streets. I left those streets. Captains move out. Captains move out. Take a full step in here. I left this world. That's how it goes. You gotta wear side. You gotta wear side. Or you too care. Or you too care.
Bad on the news.
Mm.
Now you think people would cover that more, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like that's the case. We're never really. I
I
hope
don't think
that's
we're
not
gonna
the
get
case.
answers.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and it's
Never.
heartbreaking. That was that case, and Karen Reed's case is the only two cases Heels and I would discuss in great length and be on opposite ends of. But that was I don't think
Newspaper
he did that to
deeds.
himself.
No.
Newspaper.
When they went
Oh
to
yeah.
Bro,
I'm sorry. I was like, what? Yeah. No.
are you
I just
talking
don't
about with
see it.
Kendrick?
yes.
Yeah, with Kendrick, like
Yes.
there's no way that he
Like-
dove head first in that he could have. There's so many other ways for him to get his shoes than to dive head first.
And then the footage is
doesn't make
conveniently not there for that time period.
The
And then you go to
glitchiness.
perform a private autopsy, but none of the
Mhm.
organs are there. Stuffed with
Mhm.
newspaper. No.
And that's something they did way back. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that wasn't something they did when Kendrick died.
No.
Mhm.
They did that for a reason. And it's like, where's his organs then?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Corruption, man.
Absolutely. Something's off with it for sure. And I do agree that we shouldn't be out there accusing people without any proof. And so I will stand on that. I don't think it's right to accuse some of the people that have been accused in that case, but I just don't believe he did that to himself. No. I don't believe he crawled down into that rolled up mat that way.
It was smaller than the width
appreciate
of his shoulders.
Mhm. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
At all. At all. And yeah. Corruption.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much on that. It's such a deep dive. Such a deep dive case.
Yeah.
And that was in Brunswick, right? Am I right?
I do believe so.
Well, that's the good old boy system. So, just saying. We got it here too. Most of Georgia has good old boy systems. I don't know about other places. I'm assuming they do, but it's absolutely prominent here.
Valdosta.
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 Same thing. Same thing. Yeah.
Oh man, Georgia's got a lot going on. Have any of you been keeping up with the Young Thug trial?
Bro.
Me and Nanya have been
Georgia
following.
is so fucked up.
It's crazy. Yeah. They finally the judge was finally recused. Off Glanville was, and they put in a new one. And I haven't watched the newer clips, but now they have another one. So I haven't watched the clips to see what's going on with that one with the new judge.
Oh,
But
they did get a new judge? I
knew that would bring you out of the bushes if you were here.
There she is. I was about to say, I remember when Nunya was telling us about the judge being more concerned about who gave the lawyer private information. Right?
Because they went and did I can't think of what it's called now off the top of my head. They
Behind the scenes meeting.
Yeah, the witness was already sworn in on the stand. He was a state witness. He was sworn in on the stand, and they went and did it's called something specific in the chambers, like an interview, ex parte. Yes, ex parte meeting in chambers with the judge and just with the prosecutors. They didn't tell the defense about it at all. And so that was a big no-no, but the judge was so worked up about how the defense found out about it more so than what they did. And so he ended up holding the lawyer in contempt. It was comical, funny
Ex
whole
parte
situation.
meeting.
Yeah. And
There
then
you go.
he finally got recused, and then there was a new judge on it, and she recused herself. So it's crazy, but this trial's already been going on for like what, 9 months now?
Yeah,
And so
it's in DeKalb County, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fucked up system too.
Georgia law it's
It's
wild.
crazy, Deets. It really is.
Wild. Very, very wild.
Yeah, that's not far from me.
Then the first new judge noped herself right out of there. Probably. She's like, nope. I'm
Yeah,
done.
but how you gonna be so pissed at the lawyer to the point that you put him in, what's that called?
Contempt.
Contempt. Because you got caught doing sneaky shit behind the scenes. Like, you should be, like, he was like, I need you to tell me who told you that this meeting happened. It don't matter. The fact is, he found out the meeting happened, and the meeting shouldn't have happened. You was doing some shady shit, and you more worried about that lawyer. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
I can feel your space buds rattling.
They are.
She had her cute space buns on tonight.
I love the space buns.
Are they adorable? Why
They're
did Clue
so
wear
adorable.
space buns? Because I heard you say it in your
Fuck
live.
yeah,
You're
she
like,
did.
that
They're
bitch better
mine,
not.
Clue. They're mine. The only other person in this sector, well, Clue's not in this sector anymore, but she was talking about us. So it's like, bitch, don't be wearing my space buns to talk about us. No, the only person allowed is Lisa. That's it.
Yeah, we still need to do a stream on Lisa Deeds. Lisa Richards.
Oh yeah, she's wild over on TikTok, y'all. Oh my goodness.
Hold on, Lisa Richards. That sounds
Yes.
familiar. Who is it?
Well, she's going viral, man. TikTok is a whole different world. We don't realize, like, we're in YouTube, but TikTok is crazy with the grifters and the virtual panhandling and stuff. It's bad.
Yeah, they're just, and they're not, I don't know. It's not even like sneak grifting. It's just like flat out, I'm
Straight
grifting.
up.
Hey, I'm
Yeah, my drug dealer's
panhandling.
calling mid-live. Yo, you got 10, like, all right, send it to this Cash App. It's crazy.
Let me see if I can find.
Nunya, I agree. The way Nunya said, listen, the way the Georgia defense attorney pulled up on that contempt, I'm trying to have a support system like that. He was like, shit, put me in contempt, but can you at least put me in the same cell with my
with my guy so we can work? I loved it. I loved
Timu
it.
Johnson. A wish version of Johnson.
What was Clue talking about us today for? Not
I
us,
don't
but like our
know.
sector.
Nobody's even been saying anything, but she was talking about our 5-hour live on 4th of July again. And
somebody in your Discord told me it has now moved to a 7. I think it was AMAC who told me it is now a 7-hour live instead of a 5-hour.
yeah, well, joke's on you, bitch, because I caught you over on Dago's for 5 hours the same day. And Deetz's live was 5.5 hours. So we went 30 minutes longer than you, skank. Caught.
Oh, you kill me.
Your shorts kill me. That short you uploaded about when you have friends over and they're getting into an argument.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love that one.
I loved it.
Yeah, you can do TikTok live battles, Nunya.
I still don't get what a battle is, though.
You try to get people to pay you, I think.
Yeah.
How do you win? You just get the most super chats?
Well,
Can we
think
do
so.
battles on here?
Let's battle.
I guess. Okay, this
That's
is
Lisa
Lisa.
Richards.
Yes,
This is Lisa Richards. She is a
Sweet Tea
TikTok.
brought her up to me.
Dude,
Oh
it's a
my
train wreck you
God.
can't look away from.
She told me that.
You cannot look away from this. This is just a 40. I don't even know what this one is. It's
She
47
lost
seconds.
her children, like her everything from drugs, which is really sad, but people pay for the entertainment.
Yeah,
They do.
it was a little over a month ago. Sweet Tea reached out to me and told me to research her, and I just haven't had the time. But she wanted to do a live about it.
It is
you
a
can't look
rabbit hole that you cannot get out of.
Yep.
Yeah, it's worse than Gypsy Rose. Like, I did a little bit of the Gypsy Rose rabbit hole, and then I was like, nope, I'm gone. But Lisa, whoo, this is something
She's
else.
bad. Like, she just had her child taken away, yet she can't control herself. She needs to go live to get the money. And so she'll even record as like a caseworker is saying, get off, like you're literally live right now, like get off, get a job, clean up the house, like, and she's streaming. It's insane.
Donate faster than your opponent. I watch a stringer do that. A stringer? What's a stringer?
I think because each person, when you're battling, each person's live, right? And they have their own little community of subscribers to their TikToks. And they're supposed to send in gifts or even thumbs up over and over and over and over. And it raises their ranks. The more gifts they get, the higher they go. And whoever has the most at the end is who wins the battle.
Oh my.
Yeah, and she makes her mods pay her to moderate.
Shut
up! Hell no.
She'll be like, if you want to moderate, you need to pay me $20. Send it to my Cash App right now.
Hell no.
Oh, my mods get mad when I don't give them virtual popsicles. I can't imagine being like, you got to pay me.
And her Cash Apps are constantly changing in there and her dealers' names. And it's like, I'm not trying to laugh, but it's bad. It's very bad.
Oh my gosh, Allie. So I hate when Chasing does her lives now. They're on like, it's like the YouTube's TikTok version, you know? And I hate those where it's, what is that? Vertical instead of horizontal. And I sometimes when you're scrolling the chat, you accidentally like scroll to the next live. And that's why I don't like it. But I did that on Chasings, and right underneath of her was a chick who had like 2,000 people watching her, and she was belly dancing. They were sending in super chats, and she was cheering them on, and blah blah. I was like, see, Chasing, that's all you need to do is just do some belly dancing.
I have actually, and I'm going to admit this, I'm going to bare my soul to you guys right now. I haven't told anybody, not even my mama. But because of the way Bullhorn Betty does those lives, like Chasing, where it can scroll, right? I'm trying to figure out how to speed Betty up. And just so y'all know, if you double tap on the right side of the screen, it does not indeed speed her up.
It
gives her a
hearts it.
like.
I know.
I've done
tried that with
3
Chasing.
fucking times.
You can't go back in the live and like listen on 2x. It's either go back or current live, and I hate that.
There is no fast forwarding, and that shit. I've liked 3 of her lives now, and I'm like, I've got to remember not to try to speed through.
It's so frustrating. I was trying to watch someone do that the other night, and I didn't want to miss it because I knew they were going to delete the live because it was a drama live. What was I watching? And I was like trying to listen and then skip through a little bit and then listen and then skip through because that's the only way you can do it. Okay, here, we'll watch Lisa. This is only 47 seconds. It won't take long. Maybe. Why is it not playing?
That's all, folks.
Hang on, let me refresh it. Maybe it's something I did.
Lisa had originally come out under a different name, and she claimed that she was an RN who took out all of her life savings and her 401k to help the homeless and to give them food and blankets. So she originally, I'm not laughing, I'm laughing because of how bad it is, but she came out, and so she would collect money from people who are trying to donate for the homeless until she got exposed. She said her child died. She said her father died. All of these things that are not true for money.
Yep. They broke YouTube. I know. Okay, here we go. Got it.
I'm not going inpatient and I'm not going to detox. So leave me alone and get off of my page. Thank you. If you're not here to help me get cigarettes or things that I need to go, please leave. Just leave. I'm not going. Leave. I'm not going. Leave. 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 That's great. You got cigarettes. You're ugly as. Leave. Leave. That's fine. Just watch what I do. Watch what I do. Watch what I.
That sounds like Tiffany Marie with me yesterday.
She's so wild, though.
She
That's what she
people.
wants.
If
Yeah,
you don't give me money for smokes, I'm not going
Yeah.
to rehab. As if, like, you know, you should go to rehab for yourself, you know, but that's what she'll do. Stop it, Bryn. But she'll get 400. She won't tell you. You'll hear the cha-ching, cha-ching, because she keeps her notifications on. So you'll hear how the money's going in, and people pay because they want to see her coming back for more. But her family has spoken out and told the truth and begged, please do not give her any money. Like, she's in active addiction. Like, do not give her money. But people do, because it's entertainment. It's this weird society we live in today where we will pay to watch people actively kill themselves, similar to Eugenia Cooney, because it's entertainment.
Yep. Stop sending her money. No harassing her. Okay, so this is.
And then a 1. That's all. That's PayPal and Venmo.
She reminds me of Michelle.
What I think I had like 3 when
I don't know why it's glitching out, but this one's a half an hour long. But yeah, she just wants
clips. Yeah,
she just wants money. I just popped her name in. I've watched so many.
It's her kid is taken away from her actively on these streams. Okay, and it's bad. She'll be like, "Listen, my kid needs a school supply list. I need you guys to no Amazon wish list. I need money." And they're like, "Oh yeah, show the list." And so she has this list, and it's like tomato seeds, a stapler, like a Slinky. He's online. Okay.
Oh God.
It is so bad you can't look away, but it's so sad, you know, like, because people fuck with her really badly, but she makes bank every day. Every day she makes a bank.
She has to be making over 20 grand a month. She has to be.
No
nonsense. Okay, so on my stream, like last summer, Nonsense and Glare and someone else. Who else was up here? Nonsense. There was someone else up here. Introduced me to the world of swinger drama. That's a real thing. And
drama?
Yeah, swingers.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, like, I knew swingers was a thing, but, like, I didn't know there was, like, clubs and groups of them out there on social media. Oh, yeah, there is. And their drama is fucking hilarious.
I can imagine.
And I've followed a couple of the drama channels that, like, clip and laugh about it and talk about it on TikTok. It is funny, but I'd have to log into my actual account.
TikTok's nuts. It's nuts.
It
We thought YouTube was bad. It's not.
I heard about that, Jules. What is his name?
What?
The faking cancer pisses me off. It makes me so angry. But yeah, there's a huge YouTuber that got outed for faking cancer, and he threatened to, kill himself because he got caught lying about it.
Jesus, how many YouTubers are out here faking cancer?
Why are they doing it? Why? Like, it's such a
money, validation, everything.
There's so many reasons. Yeah. It's just sad. What is his name? Booger? Something like that?
Oh, gosh. Mom said Smashy Cat's doing better now. She was on TikTok. I think she was over here too.
No
Look.
one needs cigarettes. Oh no, the
Excuse
smokers are
me.
gonna come for you.
Excuse me.
She is in active addiction. That's the thing. She absolutely is in
Oh,
active
she
addiction.
is. And that's the thing that's crazy is that people,
Mhm.
like, I'm guilty of watching it, but I would never send her money, right? The family has begged not to, but people do. There are people who genuinely just tune in and think, oh, you know, they relate to having addiction themselves or a loved one with addiction. So they'll send thinking it's going to rehab, thinking it's going to food, going, you know. Then there are the rest that genuinely know what's up and they will send it just so she keeps coming on. And that's the disconnect is you're watching her kill herself. You're watching her lose her children.
For
You're
their
watching,
entertainment.
and it's entertainment. And it's this weird thing that with social media, we don't know what the long-term effects are because we're just experiencing it now. But I'm scared for our kids because that's all they're gonna know. And look how bad it is. It's so bad.
It is.
I can't believe Ashy Cat has a baby. What?
Who's
Yeah,
Ashy
Mom said Booger. Booger.
Okay, I
Booger.
thought it was like Booger or Boogie. Yeah, Heather Bratt said Boogie. Okay, I thought so. I just, I saw that yesterday. I think is when I seen it.
And he's faking the cancer too.
There's a lot of faking things, and there's a lot being exposed for being abusive or pedos. Yeah, or a lot of people claiming you're a pedo when you're not.
Even fake the disabilities. Did you see the ones who fake having twitches, you know, and things like why? And it's bad acting too, but they'll do it just for clout and money.
It's sick.
Tiger King was awesome. Like, it was horrible, but it was what we needed at that time. Okay.
I love
Carol Baskin.
What is the chat summary, Jacob? Tell me. I don't get to see them.
Oh yeah, what is it this time? Because now
sure
we
it's
just mentioned Tiger King.
You know, viewers in the chat are discussing various content creators and topics, including Woody from YSL Trial, Cancer Fakers, and Boogie 2988. They're also commenting on the swinger drama and sharing their own experiences with TikTok.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds about right.
We are kind of all over the place.
She's quit drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes is the hardest thing to quit. No lie. Listen, I heard quitting cigarettes is like coming off heroin.
It sucks.
It was so easy for me.
What?
Well,
did you smoke?
Hang on. I used to 18 years ago. So 18, 19 years ago. No, it's not been that long. See, I don't even remember. Like, so many people like remember the day that they quit. I don't. But it took me like 3 tries. The first couple tries I couldn't, and then one day I just stopped and never picked up one again. But I had to quit coffee because I used to smoke and drink coffee on my patio every morning, and quitting coffee because it was like they went hand in hand. So I haven't drank coffee since then either.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't like coffee.
I love Mama Tot. Oh, Mama Tot is the best.
Who dat?
Like, oh, let me show you. You don't know who Mama Tot is? Ophelia.
No.
Oh, you're gonna love her. She's just like the most wholesome woman ever. She's so funny. She's so cute.
She is. When she got that little bird shortly after her son was killed, that little bird, oh my God, it brought her so much joy.
Is she on YouTube or?
She's on TikTok. Her name here it is. Shoe Lover 99 is her at like her account. She has 12 million followers. Let's see what she did.
Who did that, Nanya?
Let me find one I watched the other day of hers that was really funny.
I like the.
This is kind of cute.
The gay guy farmer too.
Oh, he's good. So someone in her comment section said, "My dad actually dated Mama Tot." So listen to her. reply.
Who is your daddy? No, in all seriousness, I need to know because I didn't have too many boyfriends. Let's break it down for you, shall we? So I get pregnant at 15. All right. I get pregnant at 15. And my boyfriend at the time, who I thought I was all in love with, was cheating on me the entire time. And then ends up breaking my heart at 3 months pregnant. And I have since forgiven him for his ways. And we've been friends for almost 26 years. But then I get married at 18. So there was only a 2-year time span. And I only had one boyfriend before I turned 15, but he was a jackrabbit. Anyway, so I get
He was a jackrabbit. I
Jackrabbit.
love how she said that.
married at 18. But there was only like one boyfriend I had in that 2-year time span of 16 to 18. What the hell was his name? Jimmy? Was Jimmy your daddy? No, is that he? I need to know who your daddy is, like immediately, because I'm being very serious. I didn't have too many boyfriends in elementary school. Maybe was it? What was those boys' name? Levi or Zach? And they was friends. Oh, I liked both of them.
Was Jimmy your daddy? She's just so funny and wholesome. Let's see. There was. Okay, she does this like
Welcome
every
to Sip It or Dip It
Saturday.
Saturday, where we figure out if we're going to sip it or dip it in the trash. I already know you want another shot glass, and this one is one of my favorites. It was sent to me from a tailor tot, and I just think it's beautiful. I don't know if she done this or if she bought it like this. Either way, it's gorgeous. What are we drinking? This right here. Okay, so this is Sugarland Shines Sipping Cream. Now, you know the cream moonshines go over very well with me. Almost all of them are super, super good. So, Pixie, can you stop tap dancing? Sorry about that. This one is the peanut butter. It's 20% alcohol and 40 proof. That means it's on the light side. You know the drill is pop the seal. Pop the top. Okay, I got to go in for Papa Tot. Papa Tot did it. Okay, give it the smell test. Ooh, that. Put the snipple on it. Cheers, my tater tot. Ooh, that's a sip. Welcome to Sip.
She's just so cute.
Sonya's here.
She talks about anything and everything. Oh, did she leave the password in the back? Oh, yeah. She did. All right.
Funya.
I'll allow it. Hey, Funya.
Hello. Hey, look, I popped up because you had played the video about, is Jimmy your daddy? Well, actually, she did another video following up on it after talking to the gal. And when she's telling that story, she's like, I also dated another guy, but he was a jackrabbit. So the jackrabbit was, so she tells the story how the jackrabbit was that girl's daddy.
It was?
And the jackrabbit and her stayed friends after she had gotten married and he had gotten married before that gal was even born. And that girl's mom is the one who actually gave her her youngest son's name.
Oh, the son, her baby child she lost?
The Randon, yeah.
Oh, that's
so it was just super sweet, and like the way it tied back around when she gave the update to it.
I'm gonna have to watch
It was
that. I'll
like,
drop you guys the link. It's 4 minutes, so I won't play it, but I'm gonna watch that one later.
Yeah,
I
it's a
have
good
not
story.
seen the update.
The other thing I would say is I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying like, I don't do TikTok, or I'm not on TikTok, or TikTok isn't for me. Most TikTokers have a YouTube page as well where they upload the same content. So you could like them on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, and you're gonna get the same content anyways. You just won't get it in the same, timing.
And they are like you said, Instagram reels. I get sucked into Instagram reels for sure. But she gives pep talks with you, and she'll like stop and eat and have lunch. She's just so adorable and wholesome.
Or she'll say like, people will say like, Mama Todd, I'm really going through a rough time and I need somebody to sit with me. That'll be the comment that they write. And she'll like walk up to the camera and just sit down, and she just tells them that like, it's gonna be okay. We're here with you. Don't, like, you're not alone. Like, it just is very, like, very, very human.
I think I saw one just a couple weeks ago for Father's Day, and she was outside and she's like, I'll just sit with you and have a sandwich. Is that this one?
Probably.
That one right there with the truck and the thing, that would be one. That's a just sit with you. I don't know which one it is.
For someone special.
Tater tot.
Oh, no, that's for Goose.
Now, you and I both know there ain't a thing I can say that'll take this pain away from you. I know that. I know it because I live it. And I don't want to try to say anything to take it away because I know it's pointless and I'm wasting my time and yours. So all I'm going to tell you is that I love you. And I understand how difficult it is. And I'm sitting with you all day, every day. Okay? You grieve how you know how to grieve. No matter what that looks like for you. Doesn't matter how anyone else grieves. It's your loss. And you get through it any way you can. I'm proud of you for that. Because it's the hardest thing one will ever go through in their entire life. But you don't have to go through it alone. We'll be right here with you. Every day.
Oh my God.
She's just so
So-
freaking
So
sweet.
that one, there's a content creator. His name is Goose.
Goose,
His
yeah.
21-year-old son tragically just in an accident while he was out on a hike lost his life. And so people from the community had reached out to her because she also, I think last year lost her son tragically.
She did, yeah.
And so just like knowing that experience and being able to like, hey, and that's why like in the beginning she does say like, others may not understand what you're going through, but like I feel your pain, you know, like I know your pain. She's amazing. She's amazing and kind.
She is how I found out about Aubrey Wyatt. Let me mute this because it's just that song and I'll get hit for that. But it's just a short clip of her, you know, with that song. It says, since Aubrey's mama can't speak for her, court ordered, I suppose we will, right, Tater Tots? When their voice is silenced, use yours. Have you guys heard about Aubrey Wyatt?
I have seen, so originally I was seeing her mom's videos on my For You page. And then all of a sudden they were all gone and I couldn't get back. Her name is Heather Wyatt, but I couldn't get back to like her page. I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I seen this video and I was like, what do they mean silence? Which of course then makes you go down a rabbit hole to figure out what's going on. I know they had court the other day. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday they had court.
What is it?
Hang on, she explains it in one video. Let me find that video because it's a nice short explanation.
Like 2 weeks ago, right?
Here we go.
Was traveling to the Gulf for my girlfriend's 40th birthday, and I come across Heather's video. And it's so true that when one mama hurts, we all hurt. Like we hurt because there's a common denominator there. And what it is when we see a mother that has lost their child of any age, okay? The first thing we think about is how would I don't know how I could live or what I would do if this happened to me. And then I become that person. Do you understand what I'm saying? I became that. And it's still so very true when other moms go through this. We all rally together and we try to do what we can, right? The story alone is heartbreaking, okay? And when I come across that video of hers, it was her talking about she has literally spent every dime she's had, every bit of her life savings trying to get justice for her baby in some way, somehow, right? I mean, Aubrey was bullied relentlessly, intense bullying. She was a child, and that child thought that she would be better off not here. Listen to that. Listen to that. Multiple people made her feel that she would be better off not here. So I seen a video with her talking about it. Like I've spent every dime I've had, my life savings. I've got to retain attorney. This is where I'm at. First thing I did was went and donate because that's what you feel like. Okay, that's something that I can do. You know, I can't say anything that'll take this pain away from her.
Let me see if I can find a short video, but I don't want to. There are also, because of this, there are a lot of people who are outing the girls that bullied Aubrey. And
Yeah,
now
I
they're,
don't like
in
that.
my opinion, they're now bullying those girls, and it becomes kind of messy when that happens. But what happened to Aubrey is, it's tragic. Absolutely tragic. Let me see if I can find a short explanation video. Mm.
Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing of Aubrey.
There's like 4 specific girls that were bullying her relentlessly at school, and she told her mom, and she kept saying, mama said, you gotta look the other way, you gotta be the bigger person. Then they talked to the school, there was no help there, and you can like actually watch Aubrey's TikToks and see like her smile slowly diminish over time, and she just got to the point where she couldn't take it anymore, and no one should ever get to that point. There's so many TikToks. It's hard to find one that's just a short explanation of it without attacking the girls.
I'm gonna dig into that tonight.
You should. It's a heartbreaking case. She's such a beautiful girl too. Let me see if her mama explains it.
What do you know what the court case is for? Does anybody know what the court case is for? I seen her come out of court the other day, and I loved the hug line that they gave the mom. Like, that was really special, and the community rallying around her. But what is the court case just for her being silenced?
So Heather, Aubrey's mom, has been speaking out on her social. It started out just a way. Oh, MJ fell down. She must have fell asleep. It started out as her mom just, talking about her story, and just dealing with the grief and the loss of her baby, and how to get through that. And it slowly led more into suicide awareness, and then it led more into Aubrey's story, and it came out that Aubrey was being bullied, and that's why she took her own life. And as she talked more and more about it, people found out who the bullies were, because it became a huge campaign of say her name, and don't forget her, those types of things. And the bullies' names came out. So then the bullies, Heather started speaking out about how the girls bullied Aubrey, and shared screenshots of texts and calls and TikTok videos they had done and stuff like that. And so now the bullies and their parents are suing Heather. One of the first things they did was get her to shut down all of her social media, but it is now back. So she got it back. And it felt like they were silencing her from talking about her daughter and her daughter's story. And now they are, there's actually a case investigating her death and like what led up to it. And that's the latest I have heard about it. I can't remember if one of the bullies was the superintendent's child or like a niece, but there was maybe it's the superintendent of a different district, but not the school that they went to, but he is, or something
Some
like
type
that.
of
It was,
connection.
yeah. Oh, thank you again, Bellis, for
Aw.
donating 10 memberships. I appreciate that. Here she talks a little bit. This one is a little tough, but it's just the first one that popped up. She talks about finding her daughter.
Hey, I'm gonna pause it.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
Yep.
gonna jump down and go take a bath,
Okay.
but I'll be listening.
All right. Have a good night, love.
Love ya.
Talk to ya. All right. One child is, but I know she's a superintendent's daughter, but I thought it was like a different district, but I could be wrong.
A lot of you have asked this in just like a different way, and so I'm going to answer in the most like censored way possible. Basically, the night before, just to give a summary, like Aubrey was fine, like she had gone in her room, at about like 9:15ish, I went and laid Riker down, and then she was at like a birthday party, anticipated returning home around like 10ish. Nothing different. Quick summarize, she comes home, everything's fine that night. So then, because I guess we were all kind of up late.
Yeah,
I mean, she went to bed at like 11. So, and everything was fine. And so then, anyway, so I go to bed. Well, Riker and I usually get up pretty early. We're just like on a school schedule. So we usually wake up around like 7:30. I always wake up, make my coffee, go sit on the couch, adjust as I'm waking up, TikTok, Riker watches iPad. Well, once I've had my coffee, and I was working out a lot back then, I would do my workout from home. So anyway, so normally Riker would just like hang out with me in there, and then, but thankfully, I was like, hey, I'm going to do my workout. And he was like, oh, I'm just going to go lay in your bed and watch my iPad then. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So he did that. Well, anyway, so I am like maybe like 5 to 10 minutes into my workout, and I am getting hot. To summarize why I guess that's important is because like I get cold very, very easily. So my air is always set at like 74. I hate the cold. I don't want to feel the cold. Anyways, Aubrey would always sneak up, not like sneak up, she didn't get in trouble, but like always drop the air down like after I went to bed. So anyway, so when I went to work out, typically I never had to adjust it because she had already. How did we discover that Aubrey had committed? A lot of you have asked this in just like a different way, and so I'm going to answer in the most like
replaying deets.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I guess she doesn't get to
I
it in
think
that one,
her
but I
whole-
will. Yeah, I will drop her this one at least, and so people can go dig into it more. But yeah, she's definitely a very beautiful girl, and this is a very tragic situation, and it's getting very. It's turning into a messy case, but it's heartbreaking too.
Somehow,
I just
some
think
way on TikTok, I have ended up on like Farm Talk. And
Farm
so
Talk?
I'm very invested in like a bunch of different animals who are pregnant and gonna have babies any day. And I have found myself like going to pages and like, is there an update? Did they have babies? Like I was watching a goat, and the goat literally in the middle of the night when the owner was gone chose to have the babies when the owner had been posting like constantly. But watching the little baby goats run around and like it really is pure happiness. But I don't know how I ended up on that side of TikTok.
I
But
have
I'm
ended
invested
up
now. There's a horse named Squirt that's found a new home, and I
Squirt.
watched that horse. Like I don't know what's going on with me, but
I
that's where
have
I'm at, and I'm
ended
happy with it.
I don't know how this got into my For You, but I have been watching this surrogacy journey of Dan and Sam, and they are surrogates. Well, she's the surrogate, obviously.
Is that the one that
And
has the
they
nacho baby party?
Yes, she has this nacho baby party. It's hilarious. This is her second
Super
surrogacy.
cute.
It is such an adorable, wholesome little. I think this is what came up. It actually came up for me on YouTube in the YouTube shorts, and then I went and followed them on TikTok because I gotta mute the music, but he takes pictures. That's Sam's husband, and this is the intended mama, and they did these cute maternity pictures together, and then I was hooked. And so like she's due any day now, and I just keep waiting for an update on the baby being born. So it's such a cute little wholesome thing.
There's one family I follow where they actually showed they're doing IVF transfers.
Mhm.
And so they've talked about like their infertility journey. And he is actually from Italy. They met online, they got married, they've been married for a while now. So originally, when I started watching their content, it was all like just him like learning about things in the United States, like how some Italian food isn't um isn't really like Italian food, so it was him reacting to it, like pizza, and like she likes to dip her lasagna in ranch as an American, and he is like very highly offended by that.
That
And
sounds
now
like a
they've started to
Midwestern thing.
yeah, they started to share like their infertility process, and they're doing their IVF through in Italy and traveling like back and forth to the States because of the cost. But they've even showed like what the cost difference would have been in their research and all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting. The one, if you don't follow him, that I love his updates is the Jolly Ginger, the Jolly Good Ginger. It's the wait, hold on, I get it right because it's a lot. It's the Jolly Good Ginger's Toxic Tea, where like somebody will go on TikTok and like they've got a story time about how they started like seeing their husband was moving weird or something like that. And every time he does one of their stories, like he'll do a summary of the story, but he'll start asking questions about like what we're gonna do with our husband because he's that invested in it. There's a lot of like wheeze, like we're a whole team trying to investigate the drama that's happening in the friendship or in a couple or whatever. Is very funny to me. But he's a good one too. He's very funny.
Okay, so who said it? Someone in here said to watch Mama Tot's boat bra. What was it called? Like just her going over the boat bra. The explanation. I don't know what she said, but anyway, I found it. So let's watch this real quick.
Why everybody wants me to talk about this Alabama bra? Honey, is it because I am an Alabamian or is it because I own a watercraft myself? Here's the deal. Y'all got what y'all deserve. Did you really think you was going to put your hands on somebody that was out there doing their damn job, not just to keep you safe, but to keep everybody safe at that dock? Here's the problem. People get out there and start drinking out there on the water and come back and they done got big and bad. All right. But you met the wrong one that day, honey. You met the wrong one that day because there was people in places that needed to be put and they got put in their place. You get up on my face, I can't guarantee what's going to happen to you neither. Now, I don't condone violence, but that right there, y'all got a show put on y'all, and that's y'all's damn fault. Don't get up in nobody's damn face acting like you're going to tell somebody what you're going to do on his damn dock. All right. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all get out there in the water and you act crazy and come back and got that wet. Did y'all see that one man's Crocs? Lord, it looked like his Crocs got his ass whipped. Oh, well. I don't know why everybody...
Oh, well. Have you seen the boat bra? Let me see if I can find it real quick.
No, I don't think I did.
I heard Mr. Nunny say, yes, you did.
I was trying to mute fast enough. I knew he was going to say something. He's like, yes, you did. It's the one where such and such, again, he's also invested in TikTok, apparently.
He knows what's up. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I found it. Oh my goodness.
The white shirt is crew from our little dinner cruise boat who got off our ship to go over there to move that black pontoon boat on his own because those guys who parked there were told not to leave it there and they left it there. So he's just pushing it off. That's funny. Took matters into his own hands. I love it. I hope the police give him a big old ticket. Ooh, confrontation with the owner of the boat. Those guys are all drunk. We all got to throw your ass in this water. Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way!
What do you do when the boat across the water and they all start singing the Chris at you? I can't.
You got to get explain and move the fuck out the way. There you go. Get out now. Go now. Yeah, nigga, they don't want to move. That is now boat and blow them in. All right, block them in. Nothing. Nigga, dog get close. Somebody call him. Man, she didn't know me why my dog. I like shit dog in here. For my dog. I ain't gonna do nothing but drown and I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna say one more substitute. No, we do for y'all, baby. It's over.
Did it start over? Or is this the same? Is this the same video going?
That guy in the white shirt.
Okay, there's another where he. Oh, here we go.
Us versus them. Who you think gonna win?
Well, let me find one without music.
Nonsense said, we all watch the same things on TikTok. And y'all keep trying to tell me you're not in the swingers section. You're lying.
You lie. You're a whole lie. Look at it. That's the kid that jumps off, swims over there. It just starts negative. Where's the whole video? Oh, these are just short little clips.
Not the Wakanda fucking.
I can't. I
cannot.
Oh my goodness. Where's like the whole video? This says on here the actions in video are performed by professionals or supervised by professionals. Do not. There's a better shot of him jumping across and like swimming across, but oh well. It's all funny. You guys gotta look it up though. It's too much. Let that man speak. I'm with you, Nanya, or Nonsense. You know that they're in the swinger section. They're watching the swinger drama. Because I'm not gonna log into my TikTok. Let me see if I can find one real quick. That's why I'm having a hard time finding videos.
But it's not like swinger. I mean, they are swingers, but it's a bunch of couples who are with a bunch of couples. And then people started to like others just a little bit more than they should have. And so then marriages started falling apart because now John doesn't want to be with Mary. John wants to be with Sally. But Sally's over there married to Michael, who also slept with Mary. Like,
it looks like this. Yeah, it's like, here we go. Like Mormon swinger TikTok drama.
Have to comment on the Mormon mom TikTok swinger drama. I see so much misinformation about Mormons being spread in the comments underneath those videos, and so I just wanted to clarify a few things. First of all, is swinging allowed within Mormon culture? Technically, no, Is it super common because of like the repressive purity culture and the fact that you were supposed to get married very, very young? And
This wasn't a good one. That's not what I thought it was. Hang on. But yeah, it's just like them talking about the drama that they deal with. There's nothing like risky or anything like that. But it's hilarious. It is hilarious, that whole little sector. This chick talks about going to a swingers club. Here we go. I don't know what we've gotten into. Nonsense, you got the rumors running.
My husband and I went to a swingers club. I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. I know what you're thinking, like, Kim, why would I even talk about this on social media? But I mean, I don't know. It's 2024. I thought there might be some new things to explore after 20 years of marriage. If I'm not vulnerable and tell people about it, how would anyone else know? So we were invited by some friends who had been asking us to go to the swingers club. My husband finally.
Yeah, your friends were
Immediately
asking
drop
you
those
to
friends.
go. Yeah. Our
My
friends
friend
kept
asked me to do
asking.
it.
Finally agreed to go, and we got there before the other couple did. He ordered a Corona, and I ordered just like a cranberry and soda water, and I added my soberish drops because obviously I wanted a buzz without the booze, especially last night. So we get there and we're having our drink.
Someone says no alcohol, but will commit adultery. Okay.
Waiting for the other couple to show up, and they showed up. They had a drink. I don't know, guys. I was like completely out of my league. Knew I didn't know what I was doing, what I had gotten myself in for. But then it happened. I took that golf club and I beat the shit out of that ball, and it wasn't half bad.
Oh, she's right.
Feel free to share this with the
Oh.
golf lover.
Oh, that one's crazy. But no, if you look it up, I could find some of the ones I follow, but I don't know what soberish drops are. Christina, you can cut. Okay, I will cuss you later for that one. She's the whole reason I found the swingers drama on TikTok to start with. It's wild.
I will not be looking her up because I do not want that in my For You page at this time.
That's just the soft swings. There's a non-Mormon side that's I don't want to see that. Sally just living her life, trying to be married. Hanging pineapples
Sally's out there
on
doing her thing. I ain't mad at it.
Well, that's what they taught me that day in that live, that like what is it? An upside down pineapple?
Yeah.
Means that you're
Represents that
open.
you're open.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. And then we went on a cruise like a month later, and there was a couple of or one, like, people decorate their doors on cruise ships, and one had like pineapples all over it, and they were right side up, but I might have taken one of those magnets and turned it upside down just to be funny, but I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. It was funny. But all the cults are crazy. I know Rabbit down the rabbit hole news. She follows a lot of cult stuff. I click in sometimes and I'm just like, oh, I can't keep up with this stuff. It is wild. They do hotel takeovers and are lifestyle educators. Oh, I bet that,
What the hell
Ellen.
is a hotel takeover? I never
I
heard
don't
of that.
know. I can imagine a swinger hotel takeover.
Right? Her summary is really gonna get, saucy after this.
Oh man, the rumors are gonna go wild. I can imagine. Temple golf sounds wild. What you been up to? Anything good?
I just had taken a nap after work and woke up, and Mr. and Anya went to go pick us up some dinner. And so now we're eating, and I'm just listening to you guys and talking to you.
I'm going to show what Nunya and I have been talking about behind the scenes. Let me see here.
Which one?
I'm trying to find a short clip. They're all pretty long. I'm just trying to find like a short of Little Woody.
I did catch Woody live again on TikTok today.
Was he?
Hilarious. Yeah. Now he's started to add people to his streams. So they're like asking him questions and stuff. But he is the same exact person.
Is he?
It's been amazing to watch. It's hilarious.
I can see that. I bet he's
quite the personality. You know the DA has to be super mad.
Oh, for sure. This one's kind of long, but I'll just skip to a couple of the clips of him. He is such a character.
From Kenneth Copeland's testimony, a look or a test against what he alleged that Williams is one of the founders of YSL City, charged with now this and a half, and by the way, almost a year of that.
All right, get to the clips. There we go.
By the state, it seems there's some concern, maybe on Copeland's part, about whether he could end up with federal charges. But anyway, putting that to the side, when you're granted use immunity and the court compels you to testify, you really answer questions, but getting the answers that the prosecution wanted was a little more difficult. I mean, even on basic questions like how old are you or where did you go to school proved to be complicated.
And when you were younger, did you go to school?
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
I don't know. I went to a lot of different schools.
Okay, what are all the schools you went to?
I don't recall all of them.
Oh, just tell me something about them.
I only know one, Slater.
Slater. Is that elementary school or middle school?
Elementary.
Why you don't remember what middle school you went to? Did you go to middle school?
I think I did.
How long did you go to? Did you finish middle school?
Relevance. Overruled. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Did you go to high school at all?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, here. This is funny. This is the shoes. I wanted to find the shoes. They're right here, I think.
Doug ever speak with you about his relationship with Nut?
No.
Did you ever observe Thug and Nut together?
I never saw those two together. I never been around those two together. No, it never crossed my mind.
So how were you able to tell Detective Gaither that Nut and Thug was cool?
Because they're questioning me and I'm trying to get them off of me. And she asked me questions about Nut and Thug, I guess. And I'm telling her whatever she asked me, let's say she asked me a question about the sky. I'm gonna say, yeah, I seen the sky. It's blue. Whatever she asked me, I'm gonna agree to that. I'm gonna say whatever she asked me. If she asked me about this reporter right here, I'm gonna say, yep, she's sitting outside me with white tennis shoes on. I'm gonna say something. Just because I want her to.
So he's trying to explain to the the prosecutor kind of plays into this too, because she knows what he's trying to do, but she wants him to say something else and he won't do it. And so this next part is hilarious, but oh my gosh, nonsense. His facial expressions are the best. And one time he just looks over at the judge. He's like, I need a break. And the judge is like, well, it's not time for a break. And he's like, I need a break. And he's like, do you need to go to the bathroom? And she's like, no, I just need a break. He just kills me.
I want her to believe I'm telling the truth. That I want her to get me out of jail.
What, she has on white tennis shoes, don't she?
Don't you got on white tennis shoes?
Right?
What color your shoes is?
He's literally looking directly at the shoes. He's the one who said they were white tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna ask her, what color are your shoes?
I
You
know.
got on
And
white
then
tennis shoes?
she goes, well, she got on white tennis shoes, doesn't she? He goes, they're Chucks. Like that changes it so.
And they white,
that
right?
changes
What color
it.
your
Like
shoes
he is.
Yeah.
She on Chucks.
So you telling the truth?
What color your shoes is? She said they white.
Right. So you're telling the truth then.
Well, it depends.
So yes, Mr. Copeland is certainly
It depends.
They had asked him, how old are you? They asked him, how old are you? He said, grown.
I'm grown. I'm grown.
Yeah, that's how old I am. And so they said, well, yes, but like, is there a number? And he said, yeah, there's a number. And she said, well, what is that number? He said, grown. He gave them a ride for their money.
Much
He
longer.
did.
Just as I said, jury selection alone took almost a year, and the prosecution is only partway through it. Before we go, we want
I can recall 2014.
a few clips from Kenneth Copeland during this week on the stand.
I can recall 2014. I've been in jail so much.
So once you heard the pop, 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 do you remember what happened next?
Yeah, I turned the radio down to see was I tripping.
Okay. And once you turned the radio down to see.
You know, most people, he's very like, I know he comes across as like super unintelligent, but the way that he is witty as hell. I don't care what anybody says. I don't believe half of what he says, but like he is witty as hell. They were asking him, there were some like what they were, the prosecution was trying to say, there's some pictures where they're throwing up like gang signs to help prove their RICO case. And then she's like, well, what is so-and-so doing with their hands? And he's like, putting them up. And she's like, I know, but like, are they making like symbols with the hands? And he was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, what symbol are they making? And he's like, a bird. And she's like, a bird? Like, really, it's a bird? And he's like, yeah, it's a bird. But again, without like the street savviness of it, or I guess maybe she hadn't done her research, but like the bird meant more than just a bird. But she didn't go any further because I think but she did get frustrated with him.
She's gotten frustrated with him a lot, but he doesn't want to be there. He's over it too. So it makes for a lot of funny little clips.
Let's see if you were tripping. What do you remember happening next?
Bullets hit my car. I don't remember. I don't know.
So you're saying you don't remember?
And after court on Thursday, Mr.
He clearly does not remember, and he does not know either. Don't ask him.
This is so funny. This is what he posted on his Instagram. I seen on your application you said you never went to jail. Correct. I never went to jail. I was taken.
Yeah, he is by far like one of the best semantics players
Absolutely.
Never went to jail. Me, correct. I never went to jail. I was taken. Copeland is going to be back in the hot seat once again on Friday. And
yeah, it was hilarious. But I agree that whole trial is a mess. Absolute mess. I think they have another dismissal coming up, don't they?
Yeah, the new judge seems fairly fair, but I'm waiting. I think the defense attorneys are going to drop another mistrial motion now that they've got a semi-fair judge in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Georgia's out there wilding though. You know the honest thing to me. So Copeland, YSL, Lil Woody was supposed to be the prosecutor's like star witness. Like their whole case relied on him, and it did not go. It actually totally boomeranged on them. Like went the whole opposite direction where they even lost the judge. But to me, like, it's like they are like, no, we will prove this point. No matter how much it costs, no matter whatever it is. Like, I believe that even if they claimed it a mistrial tomorrow, the prosecutor would just turn around and refile and start this all over. It's already been almost 2 years. In November, this will have gone 2 years. And I think they have 220 witnesses listed, and I think they're at like 40 or 50.
I do not know how the jury has not looked at social media on that case. Like, blows my mind. Like, and I would have thought, the Karen Reed jurors probably looked at social media, but maybe they didn't. Maybe I hope they took it seriously because we want that to happen in our judicial system. But with this one, I mean, it is so long into the process. I don't know how they haven't. It just seems this is the who was it that asked me to look it up? Ellen, I think it was. Yeah, that Ellen. This is kind of funny.
Are you saying, yes, that's what you told Detective Gaither?
I know I ain't complete school, but I think I'm speaking proper English. I told you, I don't recall nothing I said to no police. You keep sitting right here asking me the same question over and over and over and over and over. I'm tired of it. I'm drained.
Okay. Well, if you would just answer the questions.
I answer the question. You asked me, I said yes. When I say yes, you ask me the same question over and over and over and over and over.
But did you just tell the court or the jury that you're saying yes just to move the process along?
I think I said it loud and clear.
So again, will you just answer the question and then we can move the process along?
You keep asking. Okay, yes.
But he is answering the question. He's just not answering him the way she
The way
wants
she
him to
wants.
answer.
Yeah.
So he's getting so frustrated.
Loud and clear.
So again, will you just answer the question and then we can move the process along?
You keep asking. Okay, yes.
Is that what are you answering yes to?
Is wild.
That's
Wild.
literally how she was. You know, the other thing I didn't like
Mhm.
about her is she knows cameras are in that courtroom, right?
Yeah.
Every time she questioned him, like the first couple of days, his face was very well seen. Like that Friday and that Monday, his face was well seen. But like Tuesday, I think he was on stand for Tuesday through Thursday after that. She kept, like, as soon as she started questioning him, you'd see him when he sat down and like the good mornings and stuff like that. But then she would stand in front of the camera constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ma'am, you know this is being like televised. Is there nowhere else in the courtroom you could stand? Why stand? I don't know. That probably just a pet peeve, but that agitated my soul. I was like,
I
listen,
don't know.
lady.
I think she was up to some stuff. I really do think that, like, some of the questioning, if you watched the whole trial, I didn't watch the whole trial. I watched portions of it, but most of when he testified, and I do think that she was trying to get a rise out of him quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. The other
Quite
thing
a
I want to
bit.
see is on the 22nd, that contempt. I don't think it's been dropped. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it's been dropped. So on the 22nd is when Judge Glanville has ordered everybody to come and talk about the ex parte
Yes.
meeting. And I'm here for it. Like, I hope that I don't know that they will televise that, but I hope that they do, because I want to see Miss Bumpus get up there and just tell all the business of what happened in there. I mean, they got it in the documents already, but like, I want to hear them say things.
I'm trying. Okay, says she stinks. I don't know. Have I heard that one? I've watched most of these on TikTok. When he fired that one line, she's fired.
Oh yeah, that was Miss Bumpus. He was like,
Yep.
do you want to allow your attorney to not represent you? He was like, she's fired.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, what? She's fired. And he was like, okay, well, we're going to keep her around for a little while. For what? Like, if she doesn't want to represent him and he doesn't want her to represent him, what are you hanging on to him for? He needs representation for what? She was only there for the contempt. He's not in contempt anymore. What is he hanging on to her for? But I think that was because of the ex parte meeting. I don't think that Judge Glanville wanted to let her go just yet.
Mm-mm. I don't think so either. Yeah, I'm not seeing it real quick in the. Just searching. Oh. YSL
Yeah.
Woody. Oh, here, I found it.
Charlotte,
Oh.
that's possible for sure.
All right, let's see if this is it.
Take over, where we keep you up to date on the latest trends. YSL Woody told the DA to get back because he smelled something.
For Echo Hotel, and once again, Echo.
Get back.
Let me know your thoughts down below. And
Oh
YSL Woody told the DA to get back.
Oh my god, he's so dramatic.
He
like, it kind of looked like
is.
her perfume was too much for him.
Something. Yeah.
But he's so dramatic. Like, he is what truly, other than Judge Glanville and Brian, what is his name? The defense attorney for Young Thug. There you go. The two of them, like them and Little Woody, they made it very interesting. That's actually what got me into it originally, because it had gone on for so long I wasn't interested. But when the content stuff started happening, and then the ex parte happened, and all this stuff started happening, I was like, oh, I am invested.
That was really, when he takes off his jacket and walks up there and asks if he could be held in contempt with his
yeah. Can you at least put me in a cell with my clients so we
client?
can prepare for court? Gangster.
Let's see if I can find a short clip of that real quick.
I was dead when she asked why he shrugged his shoulders, and he said, because they are my shoulders. Oh, yeah.
I think this is just when he.
Yeah, cutie pie. I think there's been a few of those. So wasn't there another guy that was super high while he was testifying? Yeah, I think there's been a few of those.
Oh, for sure. There for sure has been. I think this is it right here.
And it's been a lot. Like right after Lil Woody testified, when he was done testifying, I think it was like maybe less than a week, if not 2 weeks afterwards, like his house had gotten shot up and somebody was shot, and I think they lost their life during that shooting. Like it's been crazy.
It's deep.
You all are really getting yourselves cross purposes at this point in time. Sir, I'm telling you, you are at this point in time. You made some things out of nothing. I think that you're on very precarious ground at this point in time. So I'm telling you at this point in time, he's in custody. We're going to go ahead and start. You can represent Mr. Williams. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take up the other stuff as needed, but I'm not going to take it up right now. Say again? Respectfully, I will not. I cannot. Sir, you have. Well, you're gonna have to do the best you can at this point in time, because you don't get to extort the court. That's what you're attempting to do at this point in time, sir. Yes, you are.
So what's happening right here is they were gonna hold Steele in contempt of court and put him in the cell there in the courthouse, and they just wanted another defense attorney to stand in for Steele, and that defense attorney saying, I can't properly do that. I thought this was the one where, yeah, it is. So Steele does come up.
What you're trying to do is, I'm not going forward if I don't get this. You know, it doesn't work that way, Mr. Adams. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I would just kind of govern yourself accordingly, sir. I'm telling you, as the court, under these particular circumstances, everything will come out as it should. I don't think, Sir, I don't have enough information at this point in time to address it. I don't. But I'm telling you at this point in time, there is nothing that was given, said, whatever, this morning. That if there's any accuracy to some of the information that we. But sir, I don't even know. Your co-counsel won't even tell me who said whatever. Okay. And the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety. No, it's not, sir. Sir, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I'm just telling you, that's not what happened.
Judge, respectfully, we are not obligated to simply accept that there's been no violation. We believe that there has been.
Okay, well then no, we're not doing that at this point in time. So you'll have a choice to make. All right, take Mr. Steele into custody, please.
Even the way they take him into custody, you can tell that like he's very well respected in the court system.
Oh, for sure. With as many of those defense attorneys that showed up and were there to have his back, you can tell he's very, and like that bailiff letting him know, like, hey, you might want to take off your jacket, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's definitely respected.
Your Honor, would the court afford me 1 moment to confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy in this type of stuff?
Okay, all right.
Oh, this isn't the
even
one
the
I'm
prosecutor,
thinking.
even the prosecutor in that moment knew that they could claim a mistrial if this contempt stopped the actual court proceedings. And so even the prosecutor was like, okay, please, before you throw him in contempt into jail, please consider doing it so it doesn't interrupt this trial. And that's when he came up with the weekends.
Yes, sir, you certainly may. Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you deny, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people. I denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir.
Well, that's not when he asked. Okay, it's after this, then all those attorneys show up.
Yeah, it's during his actual contempt. By the time, I think that happened in the morning time. And then I think her name is Ashley. Ashley and the other guys show up in the evening. It was like 6 o'clock when they show up, which like to mobilize 25 to like 27 attorneys all standing outside to defend this person, it's like I don't know. It's been a wild trial. That's for sure. I don't know if he did anything or not. That's not part of it. But I think for them to claim to have so much against him that like the evidence is stacked against him, like some of the stuff that has happened in this trial has just been so wild and so like grasping for straws that it makes me doubt that they truly have the evidence that they say they have. Because right now, all they have is a bunch of associations with people. That's all I've seen so far.
Oh, I think it's at the beginning of this.
Mr. Steele, I am going to hold you under, still hold you in summary criminal contempt.
The judge in Young Thug's RICO trial.
Supposedly from my chambers. Did somebody tell you? I'm not. You should have told me. You got 5 minutes.
This happened after lawyer Brian Steele refused to tell the judge how he found out about a meeting between the judge. The prosecutor Anvil held Brian Steele in contempt.
Mr. Steele, I am going to hold you under, still hold you in summary criminal contempt pursuant to OCGA 15-1-3, subpart 3, for your failure to comply with my earlier order.
And I'll drop you guys this link because what's so funny is these two lawyers here that are standing up here with Steele, they came in, they're from the defense strike team. The defense attorney has a strike team, and they came in quickly to stand up for their fellow defense attorney. And the chick in the pink jacket is schooling the lawyer because he wants to hold Steele in a certain... sorry, schooling the judge, because the judge wants to hold him in one type of contempt, and the type of contempt that he's trying to hold Brian in isn't the appropriate one. And so they're literally reading him the case law, and they're trying to do it delicately and not like, hurt his beefies, but he's not getting it. And so, they ended up having to appeal it all because he ends up wrong in what the judge ends up wrong in what he's stating. But here's where he has to be held with his
order today. I'm going to order that you be taken into custody, incarcerated in the Fulton County Jail for no more than 20 days for this contempt. Those 20 days consisting of every weekend for the next 10 weekends. And you'll be reporting to 901 Wright Street Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30318 at 7 p.m. on Fridays. You'll be released on 7 p.m. on Sundays. And it's to commence this Friday, June the 14th at 7 p.m. and not to end until Sunday, August the 18th at 2024, 7 p.m., subject to further order of this court.
Now, after the judge said that Brian Steele was going to have to spend his weekends in jail, Steele had just one request.
Can I ask a question? Sure. I'm going to file a notice of appeal, but for whatever reason that doesn't take, and you don't give a bond, then I'd ask that I can be with Mr. Williams and we work on our case all weekend, for all those weekends. Otherwise, I can't prepare. I speak with Mr. Williams all the time.
That's up to you, and sir. I will, if that comes to pass, you have my support. I will talk with our sheriff, and we may be able to make that work. Okay.
And this entire thing.
How many defense attorneys in general do you know out there who'd be like, okay, you're gonna put me in jail over the weekend? Can you put me in with my client? Like, it's just such a baller move. But it's been a really wild.
Well, and they did override the bond, so he didn't have to actually do that time. And then they go to court on the 22nd. Well, I don't know when his contempt case goes to court. I know the 22nd is the whole, is it a motion to show or show for cause, or I don't know the exact terminology. Show for cause. Okay.
Mhm.
So I know the show for cause, and that's basically what I've learned so far is that's just basically the judge is going to demand that people show proof that they didn't let this information out. But at this point, with the motions that they have filed for that, like, it's very clear, like Ms. Bumpus has taken ownership for that. So I don't know if they are still going to have court on the 22nd. Plus, he has recused himself. So I don't know if it's really relevant, but I would like to see, like, to me, I wonder if there's any type of like disciplinary action that will happen to the judge because as a result of that ex parte meeting.
That'd be interesting. We'll have to check it and see. I always struggle to find Clipper. I was going to see if there was any interesting clips out. I need to go to my
Hey, country, how's your knee?
subscription. Yes. How are you doing, country? Let me see if I can find her on my subscription list. She's basically how I'm able to keep up with these streets is Clipper. There we go.
Yeah, it was Wandering Sub. I agree. It was very wild. Your favorite judge in the world is Judge Alex Manning. She is at Fulton County. Interesting. Haven't watched any of her stuff. I'll have to see if I can find a trial she's doing that's public at least.
Yeah, just the same old.
So,
Yeah.
can I share with you a quick story? It's a personal life story.
Share with us, girlfriend.
So once a year, I go, my hair grows pretty quickly. So once a year I go and I chop all my hair off. Typically in like a A-line, a bob, pixie, like something super duper short every time. Okay. I also prefer to go to cosmetology, barber colleges, stuff like that to get my hair cut. Number one, because it's cost efficient. But number two, I have curly hair and not a lot of stylists have experience with, cutting curly hair. So I like to give them the experience. It's an overall win-win for both of us. However, I decided yesterday in the middle of the day that I was going to go and get a haircut and cut all my hair off.
Okay.
I wanted a bob that I could put what they call Utah curls in, which is kind of just like a beach wave kind of, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it didn't go the way that I had planned because the person had never cut curly hair and I did not communicate ahead of time so that the instructor would be there to potentially assist.
Oh
And yeah, so I came home looking like somebody's 85-year-old Nana.
no.
And yeah, I have some of the worst pictures of my life. I came straight home. And on top of that, so like people who
What did
have
I tell
thin
you? What did I tell you the last time you went? I'm like,
I know.
Nunya, you cannot be going to
Don't
a
do
beauty
those
school
places.
to
I
get
know.
your hair cut,
I know.
girl.
I know. But I've never had any bad experiences until this time. And again, the lady was very apologetic, like she just,
Yeah.
like whatever. But so the lady, like, so people who have like thin, completely straight hair, and they wish they like, I feel like it was that kind of experience where she had thin, straight hair. So like being able to do my curly hair was an experience for her. However, when she was done, like for me, when I flat ironed my hair, like I wanted it as straight as possible with a little bit of curl. This lady blew dry my hair, and my hair like is gonna naturally have volume because it's thick, right? The way my hair looked, I'm going to send you the picture because it is hideous. But the way my hair looked when I left that salon, I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
What did you do?
And I came straight home and I flat ironed my own hair.
No.
And after I did it, one of my daughters, kind of like fashionista style, she was like, okay, that looks much better than what the lady did. It doesn't look as bad. But ultimately, I was like, in 2 weeks, it'll grow out anyways. And then it'll be what I want it to be in about 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm not
Yeah.
pressed. And next year, it'll be right back down my back anyway. So I don't really care. But I just like all day today, I've been like, oh my God, like it's all on my neck. It's super hot. My hair in the front is like all in my face. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can send you pictures. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see if I can send you a picture. Because I sent my husband a picture and was like, this is what I wanted versus what I got. Hold on.
So while you're sending that, I have been sent the cheat code for those live chats to watch them faster. The ones that are like chasings, y'all.
Oh, on mobile?
Yes, I think this is for mobile. We'll see. She said this person says to how to do 2x on those annoying live phone streams. Yep, and see the chat while they are still live. Go to their YouTube channel and see their live thumbnail there rather than from your homepage or notification area. So you'll need to go into their actual, like type in their channel and go to it. From their channel, click the 3 dots besides the thumbnail and hit save to playlist, like, your watch later playlist.
Right.
Then go select the live from your playlist and it looks normal, and so does the chat, and you can speed it up.
Oh,
So we have the
awesome.
cheat code, y'all. You have to
Shout
go.
out to the person who gave the cheat
Yes.
code. We like you.
If you want to take ownership of that, I don't know if you want to or not, but we appreciate you. You are the real MVP. So when those live streams are going, go to their channel, go to their actual YouTube channel, and you'll see their live/thumbnail there. From there, click the 3 dots besides the thumbnail, hit to save to playlist. Just put it in your watch later playlist. Then go select the live then go into your playlist, select that live, and it looks normal and you can do all the things. Thank you so much. I'm going to try that out next time.
I sent you the pictures in the DM.
Okay, let me see.
So Nicole 22 said, I always have to make sure I can go home after I get my hair cut because they can never style it right. Super curly hair here too. They don't use enough heat. Yeah, I swear she was on like 200. Plus she had already blow dried it out. So it was just a mess. Give me all the heat when you straighten it. I know. And then they're like, the heat is going to damage your hair. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, let me see. Let me pull this up. Let's see how to do this. This isn't like actually Nunez. This is like what she was hoping
These are just
for.
Google photos. Yeah. One is like what I wanted and then versus what I got.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, let me add it to my brand.
So I've been trying to adjust to it all day long. I'm like, it's just here. It'll grow back. Even if I look hideous for a couple weeks, it's okay. I don't go outside anyway, so it's totally fine. I'm good with it. Like my husband is normally like, oh, I like your haircut or I like whatever. Okay, so this is what I wanted. So that's the length. So normally my hair was probably like mid the way, like below my bra strap. So mid the way down my back. If it's flat iron, it was even longer than that. But curly was below my bra strap. So I just wanted to cut it up to that point.
You just wanted some
waves. Those are called
waves.
Utah curls, but beach waves. That's all I wanted. So this is what I wanted.
And here's what you got.
And that's what I got.
I can't. How dare. What did you do? Did you cry? I would have cried. I think I would have cried.
So I already knew. So she did the back first. Great. I'm grateful for that. She did the back first, and then she was going to move on to the left front and then the right front, right? So when she did the back, I realized it was way, way, way too short. And I was like, we need to stop. You cannot do it. So what she actually did is she cut it on the bottom, the shortest, and on the top, the longest. And I needed it to go the opposite way. I needed it to go the longest on the bottom, shortest on the top, kind of a thing. So I made her pause after she was done with the back. I don't care that the back is 3 inches shorter than the rest of my head because I work from home and I'm on camera and I need the front to look right, ma'am. So I asked her to get the instructor, and the instructor came over and was like, oh, okay, you use too much tension with curly hair. We don't do that. And da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, so she's giving all the instructions. So the instructor does the right side, right? I'm like, okay, cool. This lady watched it. She's going to be good. The second she goes to start doing the left side, she still isn't following. I now know how to cut my own hair from this instructor's instructions, yet this lady still isn't getting it. So she starts to cut my hair the same way she just was cutting the back. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, I can't have that. We can pause. I've got all the time in the world. I know the instructor's starting a class, but we can wait for her. It's okay. I don't mind waiting. It's good.
It's not that this is a horrible haircut, you all, but if this is what you're expecting and this is what you get, that is the problem.
The shrinkage was real, which I already know. Like I don't have it curly right now because I already know it will definitely look like that. I have it flat iron right this second, but yeah, it just, oh my God. I was like,
it's like a mullet going on.
It's like a reverse mullet because my hair in the front is longer and the hair in the back. Like it's like business in the back and party in the front for me.
Remember, I think it was in like the early O's, it was all the rage to get the undercut, like the shave underneath your like back hair.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you didn't see it until you put your hair up in a ponytail. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm picturing. Something similar to that.
Yeah, and neither of those pictures is me. Those are just Google
No,
photos that
they're
I
just
found
Googled.
that I had sent to my husband. Like, this is what I wanted, and this is what I got. And
Honey,
it is
I'm
much
coming
more.
home. Don't make me feel worse than I already feel.
No, honestly, let me tell you, my husband normally is like, "Oh, I like your hair." That's what I was saying earlier. "Oh, I like your
Yeah.
hair. Oh, that came out cute." This time, he did not. He has still not mentioned the fact that I got a haircut. That's how I know.
He's like, I got you some chocolate covered strawberries, dear.
I will say nothing. I will
Oh
say
my
nothing at this
God.
point. It is safer.
Yes. And that's the beautiful thing, you working from home. You straightened it. Can you do
Yeah.
ponytail with it, or is it too short?
Well, I can do a ponytail, but then I look like the anime characters with the little piece sticking straight up because it's so short. And also I can do a ponytail for like 3/4 of the head, but the 1/4 in the back is too short, so it's not gonna fit inside there.
So you could do like a half space buns from like half your hair up and do just 2 little
I could
space
do
buns
I could
on
still
top.
rock space buns. The front is long
Yeah.
enough to do some space buns. Yeah, I
There
could
you
get creative with
go.
that. I could even French braid, the 2 sides back. I could do that as well. There's probably lots I can do with it at this point. It is like a bob met a line and they had a child and the child has some deformities and that's what it looks like.
I want a real picture. I will be expecting a real
Dude,
picture in the
honestly, I will send you a
Oh, she glitched out right then. She's like, I'm done. She probably clicked over. Oh my goodness. I try to too, Tess. There's a couple times where I'll go shorter than a ponytail, but most of the time I make sure it's always long enough for a ponytail.
Yeah, normally I do too. Okay, I sent you a picture. You can't show that one.
Oh,
And you'll
okay.
see my daughter caught me like in the middle of trying to contain my emotions and not let my face talk so loud. But do you see it?
I see your face. Your face is killing me. Nanya was like having none of it.
It's
I
so ridiculous.
see.
And
I
do you see like the
see.
big curls? Like I don't know how to describe those big curls, but like she really
Yeah.
fluffed my hair up. And people with curly
Yeah.
hair, when we're getting it blow drying or flat iron, like we like it flat.
Yeah. It's like you're Farrah Fawcett on one side, and then I don't know what the other side's doing. It's like I can't even describe it. What is happening there?
Yeah, I don't know. But
Oh,
again, it'll grow back, and I
it'll
am
grow.
not.
It'll grow. It's
Oh,
just weird.
absolutely. Yeah, it'll grow back, and I'm not pressed about it. But that's been like my last 24 hours, and I didn't eat. Honestly, and normally I would have shared something like that with you, but because it looked like that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not sharing it. It's not shareable.
No.
So instead,
Yeah,
I
wear
come
some
and talk to
hats.
people on YouTube about it.
Just get some hats and, some baby clips. The little, do you remember the butterfly baby clips we were in the 90s? Those are making a comeback. You
Yeah,
could do
that's the amount of
that.
hair I have right now. So the baby clips are definitely something I'll get.
They want you to blur your face so you can see the hair.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if
Let
I
me
can do
see.
that.
I'll see if I
Can you
can
do it?
that. Let me see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me try to
And
blur the
mind you,
people
I'm going to give
behind
the
just
disclaimer. I no longer fight my gray. My gray is resistant. So you'll see like my hair is gray and I guess technically dark brown, black, whatever you want to call it. So you'll definitely I see the gray a lot more with my hair short than I did with it being long, which was interesting to see, but I don't care. Like I got gray hair. I'm fucking old. I don't even care anymore. And it's resistant to all dye everywhere. So I don't mind that. But yeah, she can show it without the face part.
Yeah, her facial expression's killing me though.
Don't fluff. Please don't fluff. Words
She
I've
was just
actually used, I know.
kind of
And the
like,
lady, like, bless
this
her
is
heart,
happening.
she was trying so hard to she really wanted to do a good job, and I didn't want to crush her spirit, so that was like making me be quiet when normally I wouldn't have actually have been quiet. But man, I just was like, oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, well, we're doing this.
Yeah, here we are.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
haven't, Lisa.
tough. Hang on, sorry. I gotta
No, you're
send it
good.
to my phone.
I
I'm
do,
trying
Tess.
to.
My hair has gotten to a place where, like, if I part it down the middle, it has like a whole like chunk of white that goes down on both sides. I really like it. It looks very, very stylish for that one. I wanted to camp across Canada and told my stylist to shave my head. He said he'd fire me if I did that. Hey, listen, I'm just saying,
I want to
menopause
know what
turned my straight hair into curly, kinky waves. That's cool. So now I have to use hot rollers to straighten it. Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. The hormones will change things. That is interesting.
I'm curious to know what people's favorite sides is going to be.
Oh God, not we're picking sides of the head. Do
I
you
mean,
like Farrah or Feral?
I
We'll name
I
the
don't
other side
even
Feral.
feral. Yeah, like I don't even know what the other side is.
It's something. That's what it is.
Okay, hang on. I really cropped it down because there were people in the background and I wanted to crop them out.
Oh, okay.
So
Thank
it's
you.
literally just Nunya's head.
Okay. Perfect.
Because we don't know who those peeps are. We're not going to put them on blast.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't even realize that. But you know, when I'm sending it to you guys, I won't care. But
Okay, it's loading. All right, here we go.
okay, here you go.
It's just there's two completely different sides happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely I see the Farah now that you're talking about. I
Yep.
see the Farah part of it. And that other side, boy, she's something.
It is.
But that is definitely not. And do you see how fluffy she is? It just
She's a whole fluff.
Yeah. Yeah,
She's
it's
a
a
whole
very good
Nicole.
interesting. Yeah, it is.
It's not bad. Okay, I'm with Tess. Either side is not bad, but
It's not terrible. Okay.
together there's an
So
issue.
here's the thing. What for me makes it bad, right? Okay, so the two front ends that are like by my shoulders, right? Okay, I want you to imagine that those ends, I got to pull it out and see. So those ends are probably a solid 2.5 to 3 inches shorter or longer than the back of my hair.
Okay, hang on. I had to run and grab a new drink.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So what ends
that's
now?
what makes
Say it again.
The front two ends, so those front two you kind of see by my shoulders.
Yes.
The bottom of the something and faucet.
Yes.
Those two ends are about 2.5 to 3 inches longer than the back of my hair.
Oh, so at least you're right. So you're on, Zoom and all that stuff so that you just need the front to look good.
And that's all I cared about. It's different. Yes, Krista, it is.
It is different. That's for sure. I'm with Lisa. Does it at least blend?
It does blend when I did it this morning for work. It does blend well, and curling it does help quite a bit. But
We need to see the
absolutely
back.
Medea vibes perfectly. We need to see the back. I don't know if I took a picture of the back. Hold on.
We gotta see the back.
Let me see if I took a picture of the back. I don't think that I did take a picture of the back. Hold on.
Oh, so bummed. Wondering Sub said I gave myself this cut during COVID. Well, she's only bringing back half of Charlie's Angels, Hannah. Just half. Not all of it. Oh, it's not horrible. Like I said, it's not horrible. It's just that
It's just not what I wanted. That's all that
Right.
really, like, it's not terrible. I can deal with it. I don't really care what the back looks like. You know why? Because I don't ever see it, and neither does anybody other than the people at the back of the grocery store line. That's it. So I don't mind that part. Like, if you're staring at the back of my head, you have a different issue than I do. So I don't really care about that part. Like, I'm good with it. But yeah, I don't have any pictures of the back. I didn't take any pictures of the back. So
We're so bummed. Have
this
someone
is
else texture the non-curly side.
texture the non-curly side. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Number one, that's super duper fluffy. I don't do, like, I'm not,
You're
again,
not
while
yeah.
I'm not against the Farrah Fawcett look, it is not what I wanted. So I went home and I made that straight, and it had more like a beach wave curl to it. So like that whole, like half of Farrah Fawcett is straight, and
Okay.
it's curled, but
Okay.
not in a way to, like, I don't know, like, see how that, I don't know what you call that. I'm not a hairstylist.
I
That
don't
fan
know.
effect. I don't like the fan effect.
Do you remember? I think it was the late 80s, early 90s, where you wouldn't have done this with your hair, I don't think, but like we all would take like a comb and hold it out like 2 inches from our face and then spray the shit out of the side
Yeah.
with hairspray and then let it go, and we'd have like wings. It's giving me vibes like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let me see if I can find it.
I know what you're talking about. And we had that little piece that just stood out, and it was straight hairspray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just here, I found a perfect picture.
Aquanet.
Oh my goodness, perfect picture. I don't know what page this is taking me to, but okay, let me take down the Nunya
Wait,
Fawcett
Agatha
hair.
Misty said, "Ooh, some green color corrector will help with all that red." She's talking about my face because it's a thing. That's hilarious, Agatha.
Like these things. Do you remember this
Yes.
look?
Yes.
It's kind of like giving me
Yeah.
the side vibe of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me see if I can.
Except for it curls down the way from there. Yeah. And I don't even know, like, honestly, I'm probably gonna, I don't know. I don't know when, tomorrow's Saturday. So I'll probably wet my hair tomorrow
It's like
and do
this.
it curly. But I am convinced that when I do it curly, it's going to be like the after photo.
See, you have like a whole feathered. It's called feathered hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, not what I wanted.
Also, not it.
Also, not the look I was going for. I was looking for beach waves, not feathered waves.
I was trying to find a better picture. It's just like kind of like this is what, but no, it was just so intense. It was such a, that was actually the perfect
Honestly,
picture.
I think I don't have bangs currently, thankfully, but I think I'm going to have to actually go and do the bangs to that style and see if it lines up.
This is what my hair looked like in the 90s right there with the little section off to the side. I didn't
Isn't
do
that
the
girl's name
top.
Blanche, I think?
No, this is DJ Tanner from
okay.
Full House.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like the little sticking out pieces on the side. That's what it was giving me. Ugh. It's too funny.
Oh, they want to see what did I ask for again?
Oh.
Oh,
She asked for this.
Yeah,
This is what, let me take the comment down. This is what she asked for, and this is what she got.
Yeah.
And I can see why you picked this picture as the one you got.
That's what I sent to my husband. Like those two photos, I was like, this is what I asked for, and this is what I got. Because she did cut it like super duper. Like, I didn't want it as short as it was, which again, it'll grow back, so I'm not pressed about it. But definitely wanted a little bit more length to it. So, but it does blend well, so I'm grateful for that.
Heather Locklear. I actually just started doing bangs again, and I love them. I'm still getting used to them. And the last time that I got my hair done, she cut them a smidge short, but they're like almost where I want them to be, which is the beautiful thing about bangs. But I'm actually enjoying it again.
I want
but
to do
they're
bangs,
not
but I'm
like tall
terrified.
bangs.
At this point, I'm
What?
definitely not doing bangs because we got enough going on in the front. But I do want to do bangs. Maybe once my hair grows back out again, I'll do bangs. But yeah. At what point do you think she paused? She didn't. I paused her.
She was just going, huh?
She was just going and a going along the back. And okay, so she started in like the middle back, right? So I can't really see what's happening back there. I didn't notice it until she got to like the right, like if you touch your head, the right side back for you. Then I noticed that I could just see this cute little piece of hair behind my ear. And I was like, oh, what is that?
Wait, what is happening
And so I
here?
reached back there, and all of a sudden there was like 2 fingers full of hair there. And I was like, oh, that's very short. But now it's like, it's not like I can tell her, okay, on the other side in the back, on the left side in the back, go ahead and leave that a little longer, because then that would have been all bad. So I told her, go ahead and finish the back, like cut it as short as as you already did, let it go. But before we get to the front, I'm gonna need you to call somebody over, please. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're too kind. I don't know what I
And
would
yes,
have
I did
done.
pay. I paid the price and I left her a tip, because ultimately I know what I'm signing up for when I go to those
Mhm.
places. And I truly, like, I know that it'll grow back and it's not that big of a deal. And I don't want to discourage, if that's her passion, even though that may not be the job for her.
Right.
But if that's her passion, it's something she's passionate about, I want to, like, I'm all about encouraging people that in life in that way. So
I agree with Lisa though. I think she was stuck with how to do the style versus the cut and got lost. She got
yeah.
ahead of herself and was thinking way too much of, and also has she ever cut curly hair before would be a big huge
So I'm
question.
guessing no. And the reason why is what the instructor taught both of us while she was teaching how to cut curly hair
Mhm.
is you can't have like a lot of tension. So you know how when you're getting a haircut and the stylist will pull down your hair and then cut it
Yeah,
across?
you can't do that.
So you can't do that with curly hair. And I mean, she had some tension in the back. So I think that's what caused it to happen.
And she
And
got the
then the other
spring.
thing
Yeah.
is, what she didn't do is what that lady did is, so she cut like okay, where do you want it? And she cut that part. And then she used it as her guide. But she pulled my hair to cut it. She pulled it like up and over the opposite side of my head, and then cut it across from there, so it would automatically have like a layeredness to it.
Mm.
And she didn't pull it tight. She pulled it to get it up there, but once she got to like her guide, she didn't pull it tight anymore. At this point, honestly, I probably could just cut my own hair, because I went through yesterday's curly hair cutting instruction.
So I have in between curly hair, like it's not like I don't know what number it is. It's more wavy than curly, but when it's wet, it's really, really curly. So I can do a normal cut or I can do a curly cut. Yeah, don't you look? It looks like Kitty.
Oh my god, I do. Swear I'm gonna Google that photo and show my husband. Oh
And
god,
that's
we're
like
gonna be
what you
cracking up.
probably were like when you left the salon. Just get me a drink.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I can do either a curly cut or a normal cut, but when they're doing a curly cut, I've had stylists do it 2 different ways. One, they do it wet, and like you said,
Yeah.
they comb through your hair with like a big comb, and then they don't pull on it at all. They just, cut where they need to, and they'll even get down into like shaping your wet curls and then trimming each little curl individually, or they know when you pull it, like, you're gonna cut half of what you typically would because of the shrinkage. So it's an art to find someone who can cut curly hair, and I imagine,
Yes, I've learned that.
coarse
So
curly hair is gonna be different too.
I did LaDonna. The lady only has 6 weeks left to her program and she'll graduate. So I felt like with 6 weeks to go, she probably would be there, even if I was wrong.
Mm.
But two, what I did learn is moving forward. I will go back. I don't have a problem with going back. I'm good with it. But I will ask for somebody with experience in cutting curly hair, and also somebody who can do a 180 cut,
because that's what my hair actually needs.
Mhm.
So that'll be something that I ask for. If that person isn't very familiar with that style, I don't want it. Because last time I went and got it cut, I loved it. I loved what the girl did. I think I went in like January to March-ish sometime maybe, and I loved it. That girl did a good job, but she'd
So
already graduated.
I would never go to a beauty school. I wouldn't. We actually have one in our town where with a cosmetology school, and a lot of people go up there. That's not for me. Now, when Luke was in college, he would get his hair cut there at the university, like in the cosmetology section or whatnot. I think it was like $5 for a haircut and for a man, and they go in. Of course, this was 25 years ago, but they would go in and do the whole like steam towel on the face and shave their face and cut their hair and everything, and it would take, and short dude's hair should take, I don't know, 5-10 minutes tops at the barber shop, and he'd go in there and it'd be like a half an hour because it'd be like the royal treatment, and they'd snip
Yeah.
snip snip snip, and it was very detailed, and he loved it. But I feel like it's different for a guy. I would be so nervous trusting them with my hair, but somebody has to be the person to go in so that they can learn.
Yeah, those people had to learn too. But the reason why, like, there's everybody has the things that they're willing to spend money on. Some
Yeah.
people don't care the cost of a purse or shoes or clothes or kitchen gadgets. Like, they don't even look at the price tags. They just buy it because they really like it. Haircuts, styling, salon services are not something like I'll go to whatever nail salon is open today, kind of a thing. Like, that's not something I have ever prioritized because I hate spending money on that stuff. And the least amount of money I can spend on it, I'm good. I understand that being willing to spend a little bit more money could have gotten me the actual look I was looking for. But that's the reason why, like, I understand that being so cheap in this particular area, like self-care services, being so cheap in that area
This is
is
what you
like,
get.
okay, like, that's what I get, and I'm okay with it, and I will
I
rock the
love
hell
it.
out of it.
I love it. I love that. I've watched some nail technicians on TikTok where the nail technician themselves, they do like one set of nails on the left hand and a completely different style, different color on the right hand because they're doing nails so often they end up, not finishing their a full set on themselves. And that's kind of the vibe this is giving me. Like, oh, we get to try one cut on this side and one cut on
Yeah, you get a new hairstyle, and you
Yeah.
get a new hairstyle too.
An extremely curly hair without washing it was, of course, so uneven when I straightened it. Oh, you let her do your thing.
Yeah, I've always washed my hair before they do always wash my hair before they cut it. I do prefer for them to cut it wet. And again, that's one of the things that the lady learned is cutting my hair dry makes it challenging for her to cut. So let's not do that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, no. She said I got my wig and was so proud and heat styled it and melted it to my head for the day. Oh, no. Oh, you might be able to get some beach waves using a flat iron.
So
Are you just gonna
I used a flat
Okay.
iron, and it does. So one of the issues I have is because it is so short, the curl like is short. So it puts a lot of volume in that one area. I didn't take a picture
Yeah.
this morning when I did my hair. I should have taken a picture, but I didn't. So I'm still trying to figure out like how I can get it to where what I want it to look like. I haven't gotten it
Right.
there just yet. But I'll figure it out the more that I mess with it.
You'll get
I am
there.
interested to see. I'm gonna send you a picture once I actually like wet it and curl it. I'm gonna send you a picture, and if I match that, what I got picture, I'm gonna die laughing.
Did you sit up straight though? Like that was the problem. Wondering if she didn't sit up straight.
I sat up straight. I was straight the whole time. Trust me, because me and my daughter were talking with our eyes. I was paying very close attention once I seen that little piece behind my ear. I was like, oh, okay.
All
See,
right.
if that was
there.
Morgan back there at the first wrong snip or style, she'd have been like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what you doing?" But I know that talking with your eyes, like, Mom, this is not the way you want this to be."
Well, also, I don't want to be like that person, to be like, yeah, I don't care, cut it all off, let's go, and then you turn around and it's like, oh, I didn't want you to really cut it off, and then the person feels bad because now you got to walk around for 2 weeks looking like this. Like, I don't know. I'm really big on how you, how you leave people, and I just don't, I don't want the lady to feel bad about her life.
Thankfully, this is where Nunya and I differ, and that's okay because you have to be, different. Everybody's different. It's what makes the world go round. For me, like trying something new, be like, yeah, sure, let's try bangs because they're gonna grow out in a month or two. Nunya's like, oh, yep, this is a hot mess, but we're good. All's well. Keep going. Keep going. I have got to pull up Spudler's video here real quick if you guys have not seen it. If you are not subbed up to Spudler, let me drop her link. Have you seen Spudler's bra video, Nunya? This is hilarious.
I seen you had shared it today, but I hadn't gotten a chance to watch it just yet. No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me pull this up. It's only a minute. It's a teaser. I think we're going to get more soon, but this is so freaking funny.
At the end of a hard day, when you are aching and tired, there's nothing better than removing the puppy tamers and let those babies feel the air.
The puppy tamer. Just let me make sure. Let me slow it down. I love it.
Feel the happiness that bust freedom brings to a woman's life and embrace your comfort. Be gone, over the shoulder boulder holder. Adios, upper topper flopper stopper. Arrivederci balloon cocoon. Our attitude to these contraptions of torture has changed over the last few years. So in this video, we will discover the origins of the bras that we wear today, how the sports bra was invented, and a few health facts about bras. As well as dispelling the myth that if you don't wear a bra, your bust will head south. So whilst the Spudler makes herself comfortable, let's roll the intro.
So she's going to do a long video on, what'd you say, Sunday, Spudler? I love it.
I can't even with the balloon cocoons. I've never heard
I
that
know.
Funny. You know what else I had seen? So Uni Tanika had done a video where she had watched Jones in last night talking about that and how she pinched on the sink and she had questions, and I had said that, like my shirt always gets wet, like it's inevitable, right? And it cracked me up because she was like, what are you over there waiting in the water?
I know. When you guys were talking about like pinching your pads at the sink, I was like, I'm the short one at all you guys. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I bet it. I love the Spud Hut in the background too. We got a little peek of the Spud Hut, and I was like, "Oh, you go, girl."
I love the
it.
Spud Hut. She did. I think she posted photos one time of it. It was. I was like, that is so stinking cool, and the view she has from it, her little garden and plants and stuff, beautiful.
No, I don't think I actually will not be live Monday because I will be driving Marshall to the base. Because he's home with his girly friend, and I will be taking him down to the base to deploy on Monday. So, no, it's gonna be interesting.
What court is on Monday?
I think it's Karen, isn't it? It's Karen Reed's.
Revisiting of it. Okay.
The next court date for like what to do next in the trial or in the case. Yeah. I can't think of what it's called. It's called something.
I know what you mean.
It's
the one they scheduled on that very last day.
Yeah.
That when Bev was like, I can't do the 22nd. And then she's like, okay, well, let's do the 22nd.
Yep. And so Jackson's like going to be there on Zoom or whatnot. But yeah. We adore Spedler. She is so cute. I can't wait to see a video on how it was made. Yeah, free the tatas though. That was just the craziest thing to have somebody so worked up about not wearing a bra. Yes, we thank Marshall for his service. Thank you for that. I'm gonna miss him.
He'll be all right. He'll be back quickly.
He will. He will. It's
Time
only
flies when he's having fun. Plus, honestly, maybe he'll
He
get
is
to
gonna
hang
have
out
fun.
with us, with him and the other guys when they're out on the porch with their $500 of beer.
Right. They're gonna be living the life. He's excited for it. He's going to a country he has not been to yet. He's been to several, but he hasn't been to this one yet. And then he's going to be doing some short missions while he's there to some really interesting places. So he's excited for that.
Well, I'll pray for his safety and make sure he returns home all good.
Thank you. Thank you. You live down there? But I would live down there too. That place looks awesome. The sports bra came from a jockstrap. Interesting. Interesting. Who was even looking for that, Gemini? Like, who was I know that like her and her husband have joked about it a few times, but like it is weird. What was the issue with we bringing up Benny today? I don't know. Johnson played a little bit of that when I was in her live, but I don't know why it got TM so worked up. It's not my relationship, so I don't know what their deal is. But alrighty,
He also
guys.
doesn't appear that it takes much either. So
Yeah, it seems like you could just mention the fact that you're drinking Mr. Pibb at midnight on a Friday and should probably connect me to some crime. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
All
She's
right.
wild.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
head out
I'm
so I can
gonna
go do dishes. Yay.
keep your tatas dry.
I will do. I have my bra on still, so we're good.
All right, night, friend.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right, let me just say thank yous again to Maniacs for joining the memberships again. Then we had a lot of anniversaries. Yep, joined up again. Thank you guys. Steph B, did I miss you, Steph B? I don't know if I said that one when I might have missed it. So thank you so much, Steph B, for donating 5 memberships, and Kathy 4. Bellis for joining memberships, and Maniacs. It's crazy when you search Sebastian's hashtag what comes up, and that is sad. Bellis also donated. She donated 20 memberships. Thank you so much, love. And I appreciate that. We donate those every month. I'm going to try to hop on more. We are like right in the midst of the moving crunch. So I'm able to listen to stuff on YouTube. I just don't have a lot of time to sit down and go live, and I need to pick a spot in the new place to do one. So these streets are crazy. These cases are crazy, but we don't have to add to them and make them worse. So I think it's all of our responsibilities, sub and creator alike, to not add to it, not add to the lies and disinformation. And I think it's great for all the ones calling it out all over. Even if you're someone I don't agree with or don't care for or don't sit with, calling it out and correcting the mis and disinformation, I think it's important to do. So I thank everyone who is doing that. I miss you guys too. So, but it was fun. I'm glad Jones talked me into going live, and I hope you all have a great weekend. I will send Marshall your safety, well wishes, and love and support. So, thank you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Love, love.